but Echo said not to take. In the pursuit of justice, Echo and me leads the way. In the realm of truth and justice, Echo and me shines bright. In the realm of truth and justice, Echo and me shines bright.
That's what we do. We do it big.
I gotta have my theme song. What can I say? That's what we do. We do it big.
What do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4 slots.
Who do I need? 1, 2, 3,
we can do
4
this.
slots. I think we can do this. Hold on.
Yeah, I think this works. I just need to move stuff around.
Yeah, I think this works. I just need to move stuff around.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think this works. Let me move stuff around. Hold up.
3, 4.
You know what? No,
Yeah, I think this works. Let me move stuff around. Hold up. You know what? No, we're gonna go back to 8.
All right. Expand. Will this break it? No. Okay.
All right.
So we're going to talk about Amber
Expand.
today.
Will this break it? No. Okay.
Long time waited.
So we're going to talk about Amber today.
There has been some
Long
issues
time
with
waited.
Amber.
There has been
Live,
some
tap it
issues
up.
with Amber.
A lot to go over.
So
tonight.
should live,
A
tap
lot
it
to
up.
go over.
A lot to go over tonight. lot to go
Mods,
over.
don't let friendlies up. Mel, I see you requesting.
Mods, don't let friendlies up. Mel, I see you requesting. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm trying to clean up how we do these call-out lives and this information. So I only want to bring up people that are relative to the situation. So please, I will bring people up as needed. There's only certain people involved in this situation that I want up on the
I'm going to keep it light.
What happened to my 1 hour
So I'm going to keep it light.
notice of echo time? Echo.
sorry.
What happened to my
I've been
1
saying
hour
8 p.m. Eastern time
notice
all
of
day.
echo time? Echo.
I'm sorry.
I
I've been
don't know what
saying 8
echo time
p.m.
is.
Eastern time all day.
I don't know what echo
Everybody
time
needs
is.
to add
Echo time is
clock
Eastern
to their
time.
phone home screen for echo time.
Everybody needs to add a clock to their phone home screen for echo
Echo
time.
time.
And it
It's
needs
New York
to be
time.
set
All right.
in New York
Good to
time.
know.
Yep.
All right.
Echo time. It's
Now,
New York
Echo,
time. All right. Good to
I'm gonna
know.
let
Yep.
you take the reins on this, and once
Now,
you're finished,
Echo,
then we can have our.
I'm gonna let
thoughts,
you
please. Take the reins on this, and once you're finished, then we can have our thoughts on this.
Yeah, absolutely. And feel free to chime in. I know you guys have a lot of information.
Yeah, there's a lot
as
to
well.
discuss. Yeah, there's a lot to
Yeah, there
discuss.
So I wanna, if we can, tap it, share it out. This is gonna be big. There's a lot of
Yeah, there is. So I want to, if we can, tap it, share it out. This is going to be big. There's a lot of information to go over. I do want to get some people in here, and then we're going to talk about everything. We
Echo
are
Standard
streaming it to
Time.
YouTube as well, so anybody misses it, we're good. Yes, Echo Standard Time.
Is it bad that I didn't call or text my father
Time
all
is-
day to say Happy Father's Day?
Is it bad that I didn't call or text my
Why
father
time
all
is-
day to say Happy Father's Day?
My
Why
father's broken
don't-
English is definitely interesting in text message.
My father's broken
Make
English is
screenshot
definitely
bigger if
interesting
you're
in
able
text
to. I
message.
am.
I like
Make
that shirt.
screenshot bigger.
And
if
by the
you're
way,
able to.
I'm
I
screaming
am.
at the Echo Standard Time.
I like that shirt.
Cannot. And by the way, I'm
Hey, Haley. Hey, Dr.
screaming
Giles.
at the Echo
I have
Standard
an
Time.
intro
I
song.
cannot.
I have a time zone.
Hey, Haley. Hey, Dr. Giles.
I have an intro song and I have a time zone. What
I'm
else
so
can
sorry.
I get? I am
But to me, it
conceited
is
as
echo
fuck.
time.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
So.
But to
We're
me,
gonna
it is
talk
echo
about
time.
Amber AR
Yep.
Auth.
It's echo time. So
Some issues.
we're gonna talk about Amber AR
and
Auth.
there's some ongoing stuff. So
Some
we're
issues
gonna
have come up in the past, and there's
should be
some
good on mods,
ongoing stuff.
some mods
So
will be
we're gonna
coming
talk
in.
about all that.
I don't
I
think
should be
need
good
to
on mods.
I guess.
Some mods will be coming in. We're good. I don't think I need my multi-guess.
Just to clarify too, this has not come out of nowhere. There has been multiple call-ins. Just to clarify too, this has not come out of nowhere. There has been multiple call-ins which people don't know about. So
there were some rules set down.
Yep.
For
So we're going
Amber
to talk about the
abide
call-ins
by.
as well. There were
And
some
she did
rules
not,
set
plain and
down
simple.
for Amber to abide
Add
by.
a display capture.
And she did
Hold
not,
on
plain
one
and simple.
second here.
Me add a display capture. Hold on
Yes,
one
Goose.
second.
Amber EDU. Yeah. Yes, Goose. Amber EDU. Yeah.
All right. This layout, it may be a little bit difficult to read. Should I
All right.
switch
This layout, it may be a little bit difficult to read. Should I switch
I think, should I switch it to do you guys on the side and me full
I'm
screen?
trying to think, should I switch it to do you guys on the side and me
I'm
full
good with
screen?
whatever.
Yeah, I can do that because I can share stuff.
I'm good with whatever.
Real quick.
Yeah, I can do that because I can share stuff. Let me change the layout real
Guest
quick.
4. Beautiful.
Maximum
Yeah,
number of
this works.
guest
Perfect.
4. Beautiful.
That should be a
Yeah,
lot easier
this
to
works.
see, like the screen
Perfect.
directly above me. Do the wide.
That should be a lot easier to
I would
see,
have
like
to
the
restart
screen directly
live for the
above.
widescreen, but I can show.
Do the
a lot
widescreen.
of information
I would have to
here
restart
and
the live for the
actually-
widescreen, but I can show
I can
a
trim
lot
this
of
down to half
information
my
here,
screen width,
and actually,
and then double it.
I can trim this down to half my
Double.
screen width, and then double it.
There we go. Beautiful.
How do you half and double?
Okay, that means my multi-guest can go over
There we
here,
go.
and y'all
Beautiful.
don't see it.
Okay, that means my multi-guest can
Anything
go
on the side
over
of my
here,
multi-guest
and
window,
y'all
y'all can
don't
see.
see it.
Beautiful.
And
All right.
anything on the side of my
This may be
multi-guest
the way
window,
to do
y'all
these
can see.
going forward.
Beautiful.
Just saying.
All right. This may be the way to do these.
Welcome
going
into
forward.
Echo time,
Just saying.
and
Welcome into
have
Echo
merchandise
time, and
so tap the screen, share it out. Let's get some people in
we
here.
need
We're
to
gonna
have
talk
merchandise
about
at some
Amber.
point.
AR
So
Auth,
tap the screen, share it
AR
out.
Auth
Let's get some
2.
people in here. We're going to talk
Her
about
bio
Amber.
says 37
AR
years studied in
Auth, AR Auth 2.
neuroplasticity.
Her bio says
Can't even
37 years
pronounce
studied
that word.
in neuroplasticity.
neurophysiology.
I can't even
Neurophysiology.
pronounce that
Wow.
word.
Okay.
Neurophysiology.
Neurophysiology.
Author, music,
Wow. Okay.
business,
Endocrinology, etc.
bioscience,
Author,
focus on
music.
neuro, the science
business.
of trans, music industry, and author.
Bioscience, focus on neuro, the science of
Left
trans,
side is
music
cut
industry,
off.
and
Okay.
author.
Left side is cut off. It is
Left side is
because
cut
the
off.
Layout,
Okay.
One
Left side is cut off is because the layout.
It's
one
cut off at the bit
second
that says
here.
just after biz, and then it's
After
cut off at the
industry,
bit
we
that
can see
says
or,
just after
and that's
biz,
it.
and then
So it's slightly
after
cut off.
industry we can see
Let me
auth,
turn off
and that's
its
it.
layout.
Okay.
Just
So
make
it's
it full.
slightly cut
There you
off.
go.
Let me turn off fixed layout.
That
Yeah,
should
that's
be
good.
better.
Just make it
okay.
full.
That should be better.
There you go.
So perfect.
That
Yeah,
should
that's
be
good.
better. Okay,
I'm
that
going
should
to
be
try and
better.
keep
So,
this as beautiful
perfect.
as possible for everyone.
all right. I'm going to try and keep this as beautiful as possible
Yeah.
for everyone.
Thank you, Irish. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Irish. Okay.
So let's talk about the prior call-ins that have happened, and the panelists.
So,
have
let's
more
talk about the
information
prior
about the
call-ins that have
than I do,
happened,
because they
and
were
the
directly
panelists
involved in
have
it.
more information about the prior call-ins than
one
I do
thing
because
I
they were
am
directly
going to bring
involved
up
in them.
is
All right.
what was talked about during the
one
call-in.
thing I
Irish
am
was
going to bring
involved
up
in
is
the call-in.
what was
So
talked about during the call-in.
the receipt
Irish
I
was
have
involved
here
in the
is
call-in. So
for- can I make
the
this-
receipt I have here is for.
All right, so
Can I make
this
this wider? Perfect.
is dated 12/22/2023.
All right, so this
All right.
is dated
So this was from the original
12/22/2023.
call-in, and rules were
All right.
set forth with Amber.
So this was from
by
the
Irish
original
and
call-in,
the group
and
that
rules
did the
were
call-in.
set forth with Amber
I know
by
Atlantic
Irish
was
and
there,
the group that did the
um,
call-in. I know Atlantic
Dr.
was
Joe
there.
It was me.
both there, right?
yeah.
Dr. Drell.
It was me, not the second one.
I was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, there was
not the
multiple
second one.
I was not.
done. She was given every chance to address everything.
So yeah, there was
have the
multiple call-ins
conversation
done.
and
She was given
stop
every
the lies,
chance to
basically.
address everything, have
So
the
the rules set
conversation,
forward for
and
this
stop the
call-in,
lies, basically.
Don't even mention a single
So the rules set
celebrity you know
forward
or
for
have
this
met.
call-in,
John Carpenter,
don't
Miley
even
Cyrus,
mention a
or
single
etc.
celebrity you know or have
Don't
met,
ever say you
John
worked
Carpenter,
with NIH
Miley
or
Cyrus, or
NASA
etc.
ever again.
Don't ever
Don't
say
ever
you
say
worked
have
with
15
NIH or
years
NASA
30
ever
years
again.
experience of any
Don't ever say you
to
have
the
15
science
years
or
or
medicine.
30 years experience of any relevance to
Alright.
the science or medicine.
Everybody should be able to see that better. A little better.
All right.
Don't ever say you
Everybody
worked
should
for
be able to see
American
that better.
Idol
No
ever
better.
again. So the American Idol
Don't ever
thing,
say you worked for
we're going
American
to explain
Idol
that
ever
one as
again.
well.
So the American Idol thing,
science and everything.
we're going
yeah,
to
don't
explain
ever say
that
you
one as
worked
well.
at a life
The science and
company ever
everything.
again.
Oh yeah, don't
We're
ever
gonna
say
talk
you
about the
worked
time
at a
frames,
life science company
for
ever
studying
again.
and all that.
We're going to talk about the
We're gonna
time
talk about the
frames
American Idol stuff,
for
so that's
studying
important as
and all
well.
that.
Don't
We're
ever
going to
say
talk about the
anything
American
that
Idol
is
stuff,
any
so
way
that's important as
suggest you
well.
have any
Don't ever say
formal
anything
education
that
or
is
work
any way
experience in the
suggests you have any
sciences or
formal
medical industry.
education or work experience
Your
in the
only credential,
sciences or
and only
medical
is bold.
industry.
Okay, the only
Your
credential
only
is
credential,
that they have
and only
read,
is bold.
not research.
Okay, the only
trans
credential
studies for many
is
years,
that they have read,
5 years,
not
10
researched,
years, not
trans
15,
studies
not
for
30,
many years.
and know the material.
Not 5 years,
very
not
well.
10 years, not 15, not 30, and know the material very well.
Atlantic, I got it above. So anybody coming in, it
Atlantic,
is
I got it
Amber
above.
AR Auth. That's who we're talking
So
about.
anybody coming in, it is
Can I put
Amber
up a sticker
AR
on this?
Auth.
I don't know.
That's who we're talking
Why am I
about.
saying that?
Can I put up a sticker on this? I don't know.
Hold on.
Well, why am I saying that? I can just
1 second. Let me add this.
hold on. 1 second. Let me add this.
There we go. I hope that is like perfectly
go.
clear.
Put it down a bit more because
I hope
the
that
like
is, like,
emblems and stuff
perfectly
that are
clear.
shown. Put it down a bit more because the like emblems and stuff that are shown, like the live gift goals in the way. Oh yeah, here we
Oh,
go.
I didn't know about that. Okay.
Let me just throw
Like
it
the
down
live gift
here.
goals in the way.
go.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, I didn't know
Calling
about
out
that.
Amber
Okay.
Washington, AR Auth. She put her
There we
name
go.
out there.
Calling out Amber Washington, AR Auth.
Thank you,
She
Atlantic.
put her name out there.
Someone's watching
Beautiful.
out for the
Perfect.
live.
Thank you, Atlantic.
All right, let's see.
Someone's
Okay.
watching out for the live. All
Good
right.
people, good
let's-
people. Okay.
Okay.
Your only credentials that you have read, not
Good people,
researched,
good
trans
people.
studies
Okay.
for many years.
Your only
Not 5
credentials
years,
that
not
you
10
have
years,
read,
not
not
15,
researched,
not
trans
30,
studies for
and know
many
the
years.
material very
Not
well.
5 years, not
You
10
never
years, not
say you're a
15, not
subject
30,
matter expert.
and know the
And
material
stop
very
saying
well.
You, have
You
any
never say
professor
you're a subject
who can
matter
vouch for
expert,
you.
and stop saying you
appeal to
have any
authorities.
professor who
Stop
can vouch
talking
for
about your
you.
medical conditions.
No appeal
or
to
panic
authorities.
attacks.
Stop
Stop
talking
being
about
so
your medical
condescending
conditions
and
or panic
pompous.
attacks.
This is what makes
Stop
you
being
need to
so
lie about
condescending
yourself.
and pompous.
We'll get
This
back
is
to
what
that
makes
one.
you need to lie
Never
about
refer to
yourself.
yourself as a neuroscientist,
We'll get back to that
neurobiologist, or that you
Never
work in the
refer to
life
yourself
science.
as a neuroscientist,
Number
neurobiologist,
13, never
or that
say
you work in the
you
life
work
science.
under a biologist, director,
Number 13, never
scientist, or
say
anything
you worked
similar.
under a
So
biologist,
these were the rules that were
director,
set forth
scientist,
by,
or anything
Irish
similar.
when it came to
So these were the rules that were
uh,
set forth by
advocating on TikTok and
Irish
holding
when it
space and
came
having
to
conversations.
advocating on TikTok and holding space and having conversations.
And just to be clear, these things that are written in the rules.
And just to be
clear, during the call-in, these things that are written, she admitted to all those things, which is why they're in the call during the call-in. She admitted to all those things, which is why they're it's stipulated in the rules. These were things that she clearly admitted to in the call-in that she lied about. These were things that she clearly admitted to in the call-in that she lied about.
Yep.
Okay.
And as Irish said,
14,
to be clear, the list was a
14,
list
don't
of
call
her
any trans
lives.
creators
Okay.
P3DOs.
Number
And
14,
don't engage
14
with the
don't call any
Muppets.
trans creators
So we all
P3DOs,
remember Muppets,
and don't
Little
engage
Crew
with
running
the
around.
Muppets.
She's told not to engage with
So
them.
we all remember Muppets, Little Crew running around.
Thank you.
She was told not to engage with them. Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, anybody coming in, I know we have people from the other side of the aisle.
Yeah,
anybody
coming in, I know we have people from the other side of the aisle coming in here. Z-Train, I see you in here, and other people. We will not be perpetuating transphobia and hate of any kind. We will not be misgendering.
Play nice or
My
don't
mods
play at
have
all.
instructions. They
Plain
can
and
mute
simple,
you for
no
misgendering.
misgendering,
Play nice or don't play at all.
doxing, no
Plain and
dead
simple. No
naming,
misgendering.
nothing like that. Nice.
No doxing, no dead naming,
For
nothing
tomorrow,
like that.
admit everything
Be
you lied
nice.
about and embellished. Admit to us
For tomorrow,
only
admit
that
everything
are
you lied about
fraudulent
and
with regards
embellished.
to your work
Admit
and
to us
academic
only
experience.
that you are fraudulent with
Admit you
regards
have
to
no
your work
formal
and
education or
academic
work
experience.
that is relevant
Admit
to
you
the
have no
medical
formal
studies and
education or
science
work
you share on
experience that
lives.
is relevant to the medical
Read this and
studies
pick
and science
one
you share on
one
lives.
you are because you suffer from
And
one
read
of
this
these
and
two
pick one
conditions. Delusion of
one
grandeur
you are because
or
you suffer from one of
grandiose
these two
narcissist.
conditions: delusion of grandeur
Irish,
or
I may
grandiose
have to read those
narcissist. Irish, I may have to.
Can I say I was the one that sent those?
Love
Can I say I was the one that sent those?
Love that.
I'm sorry, always read about. Okay.
I'm sorry, always read about.
Mods, do what you can for the comments. I know they're not exactly readable because they're playing over me.
Mods, do what you can for the comments. I know they're not exactly readable because they're playing over me, and we have like the.
I am going to
scroll
scroll stuff
here,
up
so.
as much as possible so they can read it.
I am going to scroll stuff up as much as possible so
and then I will be
everybody can
reading
read
stuff
it.
out, so we're good there. If you have
and
to,
then I will be
swipe
reading
right
stuff
and
out,
you
so
can
we're
turn
good
off
there.
Comments.
If you have to, swipe right and you
it's
can turn off
hard
comments.
to zoom in and see everything with
it's hard to
Amber
zoom in and
agreed,
see
said I am
everything with
100%
the
on board and ready.
Amber agreed, said I am 100% on board and ready. Whenever you are, I want this all resolved and everyone to be okay again.
So,
let me know.
She agreed to these rules and these terms that were set in front of her. How to conduct herself.
She agreed to these rules and these terms that were set in front of her. How to conduct herself on lives because all her lies.
Okay. Now, why does it keep cutting off? Yeah, this layout is shit.
Now, why does it keep cutting off?
Just do the widescreen.
Yeah, this layout is
trust me.
shit.
Do the widescreen where you're at the top and we're at the bottom. Just do the widescreen. Trust me. Do the widescreen where you're at the top and we're at the bottom. Yeah, restart the live and make sure you have a big title with like a really. Yeah, restart the live and make sure you have a big title with like a really. So people when they come into the live, they can know what the heck the live is about. Because it's all caught up at the top. Well, so people when they come into the live, they can know what the heck the live is about.
Can you check
Because it's all caught
Discord?
up at the top. Well, that stuff is at the top. You can't even see it. I feel bad.
Can you check Discord?
But it has
Yeah,
to be
I am.
done. I feel bad that we're doing this, but it has to be done because way too fucking much, and it's enough. I do, but it has to be done because she's just lying to way too fucking much, and it's enough.
I can restart and switch the layout. I wanted to try this because people wanted this.
I can restart and switch the layout. I wanted to try this.
Let's do that. Let's restart real quick. And then
let's do that. Let's restart real quick.
To show everything
and then I can switch the layout. It should be easier to show everything. And
Z-Train, I've been knew she was lying about a lot of things. I was the one who brought this to.
Yeah.
All right.
Z-Train, I've been knew she was lying about a lot of things. Everybody else who brought this to.
I'll be right back.
Someone's attention, like I
to
did with everybody
drop
else
you
who's
all.
fucking live.
I'll be right back. Let me try to drop you all first, and then if that doesn't work, I'll restart, come back.
Okay, yeah, it's not letting me change the layout, so let me restart, come back, and we'll go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it's not letting me change the layout, so let me restart.
No.
Samantha, if I were to go out on a date with you, if you were that lucky. And you got sick halfway through and then weren't calling me back, I would be concerned about you. I'd be wondering like if you were okay, and that's pretty much what Mike wants to know because he's been trying to get a hold of you, but you haven't been calling him back.
You can tell Mike that I'm fine.
Because you just sound so hesitant about this whole thing. Were you really legitimately sick?
I mean, why does it matter? Yeah, why does it matter?
Okay, we all know oftentimes when a girl says she's fine, that's not true.
So what's the truth, Samantha? Why don't you want to call Mike back?
If I'm being completely honest,
Let's see.
there was other stuff going on, so like I had to like deal with it.
But you had
There was other stuff going on.
There's like stuff happening that night that I needed to take care of, so I just needed to go.
Okay, so did you make up the sick thing to get out of the date then?
I mean, kind of.
I know.
Job well done. Because
You did?
The way he describes it was believable.
You did? You made up being sick to get out of the date?
Well, I had to I had to go, and I didn't. I mean, it was like a spur of the moment thing. It was like an instinctual. But like I had to go. I feel bad. Oh, I feel bad.
Well, why couldn't you be honest about it? I mean, what was so secretive or embarrassing that you couldn't?
It was like personal, so I thought like, okay, I'll just spare him the details. I'm just gonna go.
Samantha, I know this is a weird phone call to receive, and I appreciate you staying on the phone with us. But can you just tell us what it is? Because Mike wants to know. He's been like going crazy trying to figure out what if he did something wrong on the date, or if you were sick, and if he could help you out in any way. What else was going on?
This is like a way bigger deal than
I'm hungry. I know what I want for dinner. What should I make? Spaghetti?
I just.
Arroz con toto.
There's this other
spaghetti
guy that I was really excited about going out with. And I actually got a text from him while we were at dinner, and I went to the bathroom to check it out, and it was like,
no,
had like
con
2
salsa.
hours to hang out.
Spaghetti con
leaving
carbonara.
To go to Korea for like a month
I don't
right
have
after that.
Yo
And
tengo
so like,
pollo.
I mean, that's the only time I could see
pollo.
him. And we had like a thing going on, but
Oh,
I didn't know if I
man.
would see him again.
Dude, that's
So,
low,
I mean,
Samantha.
It's
that
a Colorado
sucks.
Amber.
So
Now you make me look like the
doing a
complete
call out on
villain.
Amber.
Wait,
Well,
come
I mean,
on, dude. You
you've-
went into the bathroom and ditched the guy for
That's
somebody that
easier
you
to
thought
do.
was better.
That's why I didn't say anything.
It's awful.
What do you think Mike would say if he heard that?
It would suck. I mean, I think that's why I didn't want to say anything to him, because he's really nice and he's very sweet. I feel like it would
Alright,
really
so-
hurt his feelings.
I feel like we should
Yes.
find out from Mike.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so we talked
Don't you,
about
Samantha?
the rules.
No,
that
I definitely
we
I don't
sent
think we
out.
should.
What if I told you
So
it's too late and
Amber-
Mike is actually on the other
there were
line
multiple
listening?
call-ins
Are you serious?
on Amber.
Hi, Samantha.
Oh my god.
The rules set
I'm
by
sorry.
Irish
I'm
and
sorry
other
if you
people
heard
based
all of
on
that. I
lies that
just I
she's
didn't want to
told.
hurt your
This is
feelings,
back in
so
December
I
of
was just like,
2023.
Seriously? But I don't
Protecting
understand. Like,
you.
why would you? Why agree to go out with me at all if you already?
Stop.
Like, how many boyfriends do you have?
it's not like that.
Beautiful. Okay. All right, we're back on YouTube.
Beautiful. Okay.
People in the requests, I'm not letting
All right,
anybody
we're
up.
back on
Just these
YouTube.
4. They are the ones directly involved in the call-outs.
People in the requests, I'm not
Keeping
letting
it
anybody
to
up.
them.
Just these
Just
4.
because I don't
They
want
are
to
the
get
ones
into
directly
it.
involved
So we're
in the
gonna do
call-outs
a
and
little bit
in the stuff with Amber. I'm keeping it with
So again, the
everything
rules
else.
set out
We're
in
gonna
call-out
try
by
and do
Irish
things a
and
little bit
everybody else.
differently. So,
I'm not going to read through them all again. There's
and
14 of them.
everybody
I'll
else.
agree to the terms of it. I don't need that.
I'm not going to read through them all again. There's 14 of them. She agreed to the term.
Do we want to start with some clips?
Do we want
Let's start with the lies about her history, her work history. I think that would be the best bet to do. So Amber
let's
is,
start.
no,
Let's start with the lies about her.
we're not letting
history.
anybody up.
So
you guys
Amber
come to us with no
is
requests, please.
no.
Here, let's put this here.
I'm not letting anybody up. Just so you guys. Here, let's put this here. Makes it easier.
So Amber's LinkedIn profile. Accomplished career in IT project manager and software development project manager.
So Amber's LinkedIn project manager and software development project management, life science, focus on neurobiology and patients, mediation coach.
This is her experience history. IT project manager, quality assistant specialist, international event organizer, and DEI consultant.
Project manager, quality assistant specialist, international event organizer.
I could not find this company
consultant
at all. When I went looking,
this is
I don't know if anybody else found it. I
year 6 months. I could not find this company
IT project manager,
at all.
Software development project manager, DEI manager,
Director of IT project manager, software development project manager, DEI manager, Cognis Group.
IT software project manager,
Work Services Director of IT.
So she has never worked
SUNY
in the
Sullivan.
medical field, in the science field. This has all been
So
IT.
she has never worked in the medical field, in the science field. This has all been IT.
Oh. Volunteer experience, song arranger, co-writer. So song arranger, she's very particular with the words. Song arranger,
co-writer. So song arranger, she's very particular with the words.
Not what she claims.
Song arranger, we're gonna around that.
Create a permanent exhibit in the Smithsonian.
Not what she claims.
In Washington D.C.
Shocker, right?
The plight of children in Ethiopia.
Smithsonian in Washington D.C. that spreads awareness about the plight of children, of the daily difficulties of obtaining potable water
found nothing.
and vital resources.
And we'll circle back to this as well.
So
everybody knows.
There's nothing.
Education.
And we'll circle back to
she
this.
Claims to be formally educated. Education is State University of New York College of Agriculture.
She claims to be formally educated.
It's a business administration.
Education is State University of New York College of Agriculture, Business Administration, Marketing, and CIS. 2004 to 2006.
It's not even like heavy on IT.
It's a business administration and marketing, basically.
Sure, they do like the office suit and things
sure,
like that.
They do like Word, and we can look up the courses and everything. Sure, they do like the office suit and things like that, but nothing too thorough for IT.
That's her education.
So we'll talk about that as well.
Neuroscience, nothing like that.
Information technology focus in marketing.
Licenses and certification. Lean Six Sigma white belt certification. Six Sigma
licenses and certification. Lean Six Sigma issued August 2022. FEMA certification for NIP design and administration.
You put anything you want, okay? Some of these
couple things here.
Certification.
This is a LinkedIn.
Go out and just
some of these certifications.
They're more online.
You can go out and just.
I'm going to. Anybody else? I'm going to hold off on letting other people.
There are more
through
online
classes. And then the panelists are going to help along.
I'm going to. Anybody else? I'm going to hold off on letting other people up. But
later on, we'll bring other people up. I know Amber is affecting a lot of people, and people are going to want to talk on it. So we're going to hold off on that for now. Okay.
But later on.
Can I just reiterate too that before Echo restarted their live, we displayed the set of rules that Amber agreed to. Can I just reiterate after the first call-in, we addressed displayed the set of rules that Amber agreed to that were put down from the first call-in that Amber agreed to and said she would not do this going forward. That were put and down. She's continued. So from the first call-in that Amber agreed to and said she would not do this going forward.
So we look at publications that she listed on diversity. CBS News, NBC News.
All right. So we look at publication, CBS News, NBC News, and
glorious
book, January 12th,
the glorious 2021. We're going to talk about the book as well.
Of her glorious book. The glorious book. We're going to talk about the book as well.
Incorporated, December 3rd, 2018.
Not what you think.
Authors listed: Dr. Michael Fountain, Thomas W. Zimmerman.
She listed launching successful ventures, Sage Publications Incorporated.
Excellence in College Innovation, The Chronicles of Higher Education, May 19th, 1999.
Excellence in College Innovation,
Top 100 Most
of Higher Education
Campuses in the U.S., Yahoo Magazine, April 4th, 1997.
Top 100 Most Wired Campuses in the U.S., Yahoo Magazine, April 4th.
Activity. So on LinkedIn, you can link activity.
Activity.
All these other things that have not.
So on LinkedIn, you can link activity.
Correct.
And she posts her.
Oh boy.
And that's her activity. Her activity.
This is a post that someone reposted of Amber 1 year ago.
This is a post.
I've never been in this position
that
before,
someone reposted of Amber
extremely experienced IT
1 year
software
ago.
project manager,
Hi, my
director
name
of
is
IT
IT
SME, diversity, equity, and inclusion manager, and coordinator, entrepreneur, among many other
Director
skills.
of
Also the co-author on a
IT
patent,
SME, entrepreneur, among many other
speaker,
skills.
and an influencer.
I am
have
also
worked with
the
both
co-author
enterprise level
on a
organizations all the way
patent,
down to startups,
a published
verticals ranging
author
from life
with
science
both
in the
enterprise
innovation
level
sector to
organizations,
higher education
all the way
and
down
government.
to startups.
My recruiters call my
verticals
CV
range
incredibly
higher
impressive in
education
beginning
and
to
government.
get interviews. However, I need to
My
move this process
recruiters
fast.
call my CV
Anyone here knows of any
incredible,
opportunity I'm open
impressive,
to working in the
and
Tampa, Florida area,
long
or
fast.
remotely anywhere in just
If
about
anyone here knows of any
please help
opportunity, I'm
list or
open
email
to
address.
working
Much
in
love
the
if you share
Tampa,
this
Florida
with your network.
area.
With warmest
Or,
regards, Amber.
please help to
Hashtag
list your
IT
email
project manager.
address. Much love.
So let's break
if you
this down.
share this within your
Right, she
network.
talks about her history in
with
here.
our
We know
manager.
from her LinkedIn.
So let's break this
she
down.
has worked in the IT
Right,
marketing
she talks
industry.
about her
She has no
history in
formal
here.
education, I would say.
We know from her LinkedIn
probably touched on office.
formal education. I was saying it's
extremely
business
experienced IT
management.
and software project manager.
Probably touched
Really?
on office again.
Director
There
of
was some
IT.
IT and software
Really?
project manager.
Really?
Really?
I mean, her last company.
Director of
does say
IT.
Director of IT. Maybe.
Really?
IT
This group does say director.
That
of
is
IT.
doubtable. That is very doubtable
Maybe.
with the IT SME. Okay.
IT SME.
Where
With the
is
IT
that
SME.
one? Oh,
Okay.
I say it's very doubtable because we're gonna change subject. Just
where
remember
is-
that one. So
it's
we're gonna
very
kind of
doubtable.
off of what her
Okay, because
LinkedIn shows.
We're gonna change subjects. Just remember that one. So we're gonna close LinkedIn shows, but remember a whole slew of information.
Let's go into this one here.
Close these out so I don't get. Let's go into this
is where
one
Amber
here.
was having a conversation back on December 24th, 2023. Amber says, "Oh my God, I feel bad
This
now."
is where Amber
You're going to get context in a minute. Iris said at the
Amber
end of the
says,
live,
"Oh my God, I feel bad now." Again, prior
screenshot. It will
contacts.
be a nice memory.
You're gonna get live Amber and we'll show you how many
yay,
total
thank you.
viewers
How do you do
had.
that, by the way? I feel stupid on this
Screenshot.
app.
It will be a nice.
If you're an IT
How do you
specialist,
do that,
how do
by
you not
the
know
way?
how to
I feel
screenshot your
stupid
photos?
on this app.
That was a red flag to me.
IT specialist.
And when she was like,
know
how do I leave a
red
Discord
flag
call?
to
I'm
me.
like, you don't know how to fuck with computers? Because I'm not even a computer person. I know how to leave a Discord call. She was like, how do I leave a Discord call? I'm like,
thank you to
know how to
everybody
leave a
who has
Discord
done a
call.
lot of the research and the work. By the way, there was
Yeah, the receipts are receding today. Thank you to everybody who has
Haley
done
said,
a
"Yeah, I did that with my
lot
biggest live."
involved in
Kudos,
this.
Haley. I never did that with my biggest live. I don't remember what my biggest live was.
Haley said, "Yeah, I did that with my
Amber
biggest
said, "Okay,
live."
thank you. How do you do that, by the way? I feel stupid on this app." Iris said, "The moment it ends, it will pop up as the
Amber
first."
said, "Okay, thank you. How do you do that? By the way, I feel stupid on this app."
Hey.
Iris said, "The moment it ends, it will
I know,
pop
I
up
get
the
that.
first."
All right.
Hey,
The reason taking the screenshot and all that stuff, her biggest live.
I know, I get in the screenshot
Wow, it says
and all that stuff. Her
210.9
biggest
thousand
live,
viewers.
she claims.
WTF. I need sleep.
Wow,
I'm
it says
delirious.
210.9.
Which I had a problem with them afterwards because my biggest live was around the same numbers, and I had about 3,000 viewers consistently for a few hours, and she didn't have that, so I knew she was lying about those numbers too. I had about 3,000 viewers consistently for a few hours, and she didn't have that, so I knew she was lying about those numbers too.
Irish said, "Amber Lasso is great for you. I'm not religious, but the timing of your intervention taking place in something.
Just say good kudos from Irish.
Characterizing our
But Amber, who never lies,
with you
skills he trained words,
as
210.9 thousand viewers.
But Amber, who never lies,
there's no way.
Skills he trained
There's
words,
no way.
210.9 thousand viewers.
To be like, here's the thing. I saw that live that Amber is posting about. I seen it. She did have about 1,000 people for a good hour. But like I said, I had those same numbers, about 200 and something thousand, at the end of my live, and I had about 3,000 viewers consistently for a few hours. So numbers about 200 and something. She probably had good numbers, but it wasn't 210,000. My live, and I had about 3,000. She probably had good numbers, but it wasn't 210,000.
Is going to be the GoFundMe.
Into is
I'm
going
going to review the GoFundMe real quick.
The GoFundMe.
We'll do some clips after that, and then we'll dive into another segment. I don't even have a live goals.
We'll do some clips after that.
Amber doesn't have the following list to take me down, so I'm okay. Gift the panelists if you're going to gift, please. Remember that. I don't want
Amber doesn't have
anyway,
the
but
following basis you down.
PAX especially, because PAX has gotten a lot of shit from
gift them
Amber.
anyway, but please
PAX was hosting Amber, didn't know a lot of the stuff.
PAX especially.
Through a lot of
PAX was hosting Amber, didn't know a lot of the stuff.
Let's dive into
PAX has been through a lot of shit with let's dive into
help stroke survivor record her album.
GoFundMe.
Amber, smooth jazz artist, back in the studio. $545.
Help stroke survivor record.
I recommend anybody
$545.
Go look at the GoFundMe.
Raise.
Report it.
I recommend.
Please get your money back. And I say that with good cause. Okay, we're gonna talk about the
get your money back, please. Please get your money
as far
back.
As like production wise, in the shitstorm there.
As far as
again,
like
this
production
is
wise,
Amber Rose is organizing this fundraiser.
Shitstorm there.
I'm a narcissist. This takes it to another level. Amber Rose Washington is a great friend, a gifted songwriter,
I'm a narcissist.
And producer.
This takes it to another level.
Numerous serious medical issues.
Amber
maintaining
producer,
her positive,
but unfortunately she has
attitude.
had to overcome
Amber
numerous
recently
serious
became a cancer survivor, only to be
while
hit
maintaining
with
her positive.
I can't pronounce that word.
Became a cancer survivor, only
Ischemic.
to be hit with a
caused by a congenital
I
heart
can't
defect.
pronounce that
Just
word.
as she was beginning to record her new smooth jazz
caused
album,
by a
it took 3
congenital
heart
heart
surgeries to correct the heart.
Just as she
three
was
heart surgeries
beginning
correct
to
the heart.
record her new
Now a stroke survivor, she found herself unable to efficiently play
3
the
heart
instrument she
surgeries
once
cracked
loved
the
and
heart.
mastered. What was once a beautiful
Now a stroke
articulated
survivor, she
coordination
found
between her
herself
left and
unable
right
to
hands now
efficiently
seems foreign
play the
and possibly
instrument
forever
she
distorted. And to
coordination
complicate things a
between
bit
her
further, she
left
now
and
has
right
tremors in her
hands
left
now
hand,
seems
and Amber
foreign
is left-handed.
and possibly forever distorted. And to
Why don't you say in her
Amber
dominant
is
hand?
left-handed.
Ever positive, she
Why
quickly
don't you
forged
say
forward,
every-
determined to once again
ever
write and perform music, and one day
positive,
recording her latest
ever positive,
smooth
she
jazz
quickly
album.
forged
She likes
finished
recording
recording
smooth jazz
her
albums.
latest
We didn't know.
smooth
talk about
jazz album.
Amber would spend the next 3 years intensely
recording
reprogramming her
smooth
brain
jazz
to
albums.
regain
If
her
anybody
left and
didn't
right
know,
hand coordination.
Years
I must
intensely
say I've never seen such
reprogramming her
determination,
brain
dedication,
to
and
regain
perseverance
her
as
left
hers.
right hand
She has now
coordination.
reemerged stronger
I
and more
must
confident
say
than ever.
I've never
She has even
heard
reworked some of her newest songs to motivate
She
and
is
immerse
now
her.
reemerged stronger and more
A bath of
confident than
positive
ever.
and groovy vibes.
She has even
New tracks are
reworked some
fantastic,
of
and
her
they have not yet
winners
even
in a
been
bath
professionally
of
recorded yet.
positive
Couldn't
and
be proud of
groovy
her.
vibes. Her new tracks
So,
are fantastic. and
She's
be
talking
proud
about
of her.
herself in the third person.
So
Wait, she
I'm
wrote
Amber.
all that
she's
shit?
talking
She wrote it.
about herself in the.
Yeah, she
Oh
wrote all
my
that.
god. Oh
That's
hell
Amber's
no.
writing.
She
I'm
wrote
Amber.
all that shit?
Absolutely.
She wrote it
Oh yeah,
all.
so I didn't share a lot
That's
of
crazy.
some of
That
the
link in the
stuff.
Discord?
Yeah, she
Oh
wrote all
my
that.
god.
Oh
I just
That's
hell
Amber's
no.
writing.
any links
That
and
link in
stuff.
the Discord?
I just went through screenshotted a lot of research I did.
I just screenshotted
these.
I'll any
Alright,
links I'll
so
send
let's
it
look
afterward.
at the
Yeah.
songs that she has
Like,
out there. I'm going to show you her YouTube.
Separately, so.
Now, these are all screenshots.
Alright,
Some
so let's
recordings. I'm going to play a
look
sample
at
of
the
the songs.
screenshots.
Not going to do the whole thing just because
some
it's elevated.
recordings. I'm gonna play a sample of her
It'll
songs.
give you some context, but I
Not
got
gonna do the
screenshots of her
whole
YouTube.
thing.
Everything is screenshotted, so she cannot take it down. If she
It'll
takes it down, it
give
doesn't
you
matter. I
some
already have it.
context, but I got screenshots of her
Amber.
YouTube.
Oh, this is the Journey
Everything
episode
is
Unscripted with Amber Rose Washington. Premiering June 21st.
Amber.
We're gonna come back to
this
that.
is the Journey Up Unscripted with Amber first. We're gonna come back.
And
to
again,
that one.
this is on her YouTube. I'm not putting her dead name out there. She did that. This was one of the songs.
And again, this is on her YouTube.
Interestingly enough, if you look at the email address listed, washfl@gmail.com, that goes to a construction company.
washfl@gmail.com.
A track I came up with one evening in Soho, New York City. It's all about the vibe in Soho. I have all of addresses,
Soho, New York
addresses,
City.
prior
It's
addresses,
all about
phone numbers, everything like that.
Soho.
I was never able to track her actually living
I have
in New
all
York
of
City.
there's everything like
Not gonna put
that.
her information out there.
I was never able to
She never lived in the city. She may have
actually
visited.
living in New York City. Lived in the city.
Save it
She
for
may
the
have
children.
visited. Alright.
This song I wrote, performed, and produced back in 1989 when the track that gave
Save
my
it for
first
the
break into the music
performed
business with the
And
immortal Ian
produced
Rucker.
back in 1989.
And created and worked
when
with
the
the best
track
in
that
business.
gave
Far
my
too many
first
credits
break
to name.
into the
However,
music
here
business.
is just a few.
Created
and
and
list
worked
off
with
other
the
artists
best in
that Ian
business.
has
Far
worked
too
with.
many credits
Not
to name.
Amber.
However,
Okay.
Ian has worked
Later,
with
the song would become a
not
pivotal achievement for
Amber.
projects that placed my work and name in the Smithsonian
Okay.
in Washington, D.C.
Later, this song would become a
All right. Anybody that has
Washington,
released a song
DC.
on TikTok, YouTube, SoundCloud, anything like that, note the date. June 26,
Alright, anybody
2020.
SoundCloud,
We're in
anything like
2025,
that.
right? So this has 54
Note the
views.
date, June
11 views
26th.
a year if we're pushing
So
it.
this has
I'm gonna say
54
10
views.
a
That's
year because like 2 of these were
11
me when I
views
was
a
getting
year
information.
if we're pushing it. I'm gonna say 10
Think about that one.
views a year.
This is one of her songs, "In Your Eye." In your eyes. Apparently in your eyes.
Just think about that.
This one performed a little better, 128 views in 4
In your eyes.
Smooth
In
jazz
your
track that
eyes.
gives me international exposure.
This one
international
performed a
TV,
little
radio,
better,
5-star
128
hotel,
views,
etc.
and
I'm always and
national
forever grateful and
exposure
thankful.
on international TV,
So,
radio,
yes, we will
5-star
say
hotels,
5-star hotel.
etc.
That's
I'm
pushing it.
always and forever
Maybe a
will
2-star hotel
say
with the rickety
5-star
elevator.
hotel, and
I'm gonna
that's
give you all a sample
pushing
of the
it.
music.
Maybe a 2-star hotel with the sample.
That's loud. I'm gonna leave this up in the background, but people will fall asleep.
That's loud. Sorry.
Okay, so
I could leave this up in the
it is smooth
background,
jazz
but
music.
people will
Or you
fall
heard,
asleep.
I'm calling
Okay,
it elevator music.
So,
Yeah, it sounds like hold
it is smooth jazz music.
And let's be fair,
from
like, let's be fair, it wasn't bad.
Sounds
I've
like
heard
hold
worse.
music.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
And let's be fair, like, let's
very
be
much.
fair, it wasn't bad.
Alright,
I've
so
heard
description,
worse.
Amber's YouTube description.
Very
Amber's a
much.
subject matter expert.
Alright,
Neuroanatomy
description.
concerning incongruity.
Amber's YouTube
She is a public
description.
speaker.
Amber's a subject matter
A
concerning
well-known TikTok
incongruity.
influencer. No.
She is a public
And an
speaker.
advocate for the entire
Speaker.
transgender community.
No.
No.
A well-known TikTok.
No.
The entire
Amber is
transgender
also a veteran of the
community.
music, TV,
No.
and film industry. No.
No.
Working with some of the most well-known personalities in
In
the
film
industry.
industry.
She is also a best-selling author.
No.
All right.
Working
There's going to
with
be a
some
lot
of the
because we're branching
He's also
out.
a best-selling
We have the
author.
well-known personalities and producers in the industry. All the
There's
music,
going to be a
TV,
lot
industry,
because we're
and we also have the
branching
best-selling
out
author.
here, okay? All
So we're going to branch out
music,
to multiple
TV,
paths.
film industries.
But this is her
And
bio,
we
same
also have
stuff
the
she was
best-selling
called out for,
author.
and call-ins were done Stop freaking lying, Amber.
She was called out for
mods. I will say only let out Amber if she comes in and she is aware that you're doing this. She is also
lying.
This is going on right now.
Amber, if she comes in, she is aware that we're doing this. She is also complained that this is going on right now.
Y'all are hearing my Discord going off, so. I will say I Shazammed. Remember Shazam? I'm dating myself here. I Shazammed the song. It is only flagging under her.
I will say I Shazammed.
I don't want to say it's like an original.
It is
not
only
but
flagging
it is
under her.
Yeah, those of us dating.
Original or not, but it is showing up only
bring this back
under
up
her.
here real quick. The Journey Unscripted with
those
Amber
of us
Rose
dating
Washington
ourselves.
premiering June 2021.
Unscripted with Amber Rose Washington premiering June 2020.
There's so much stuff with her. That's ridiculous.
There's so much stuff with her. That's
Tag along with
ridiculous.
Amber each week on the Journey Unscripted, blah, blah, blah. 40 subscribers, 212 views for the intro. I love hearing your story. I can't wait to hear your
40
podcast. I'm so excited for
subscribers,
you, Amber.
212 views for the intro.
Meh.
I
Mediocre
love
at best.
hearing your story.
What's this? Oh.
Meh.
That's the
Mediocre
instruction
at
code.
best.
Don't need to do that.
The construction
She has been
company
on
did
some like
that.
podcasts on YouTube and places like that. I will say that much. I found a handful of them. When I say
on
handful,
YouTube
one
and
for each
places
finger.
like that. I will say that. I found a handful.
Let's talk about
when I
this.
so.
That's that one. Her big song. So those are the songs she has
Let's
played.
talk
So
that one.
In Your Eyes, song by
her
Amber
big
Rose
song.
Washington.
So
Right.
those are
Available
the
on YouTube
songs
Music and
she
Apple
has
Music.
played.
Don't
So
listen.
in
Release 2022.
available on
In Your Eyes.
YouTube Music and Apple Music.
SoundCloud
Don't
has 4
listen.
likes.
Release 2022 in your
Followers
eyes.
on SoundCloud. I will tell you that it has 22 hits on
followers on SoundCloud.
22.
I will tell you.
All right.
22.
Big hit. Big song. I know a lot of performers that actually have
All right. Lot of performers that
yeah. Amber, I know you're
actually
watching as
have
well.
more.
So. All right, we talked about the GoFundMe.
Yeah. About the GoFundMe.
Talked about the YouTube. Oh, songwriter. Okay. In Your Eyes. One song.
Writer. Okay.
33 minutes. 2022.
In Your Eyes.
5-star rating. Makes me think.
One song. 33 minutes. 5-star
This is
rating.
MDW. The song
Makes
was a
me think
classic when it
Amber did
originally
that
came out
herself.
back in the day and still today. If you're a fan of smooth, I'm gonna zoom in so y'all can read
Back
this.
in the day and still today. If
So
you're a
this song
fan
was
of
released.
smooth,
What?
I'm
When
gonna
did
zoom
this
in
was
so
released?
y'all can read this.
When did she do that?
Was it 2020?
July of 2022. She released it. This is an inconsistency.
Was it 2020?
This person says
July
the song was a
of-
classic when it
This
originally
is
came
an
out back in the day and still is-
inconsistency.
and still is today.
This person
Your
said
fan of
this
smooth
song
jazz
was a
will not be
classic when it
disappointed. Do not
originally
wait for
came
more
out
songs
back
to be
in the
released.
day
That was
and
July
still
24th of
is- and is-
2022.
and still today.
What is
Cannot
back in the
wait for
day
more for songs to be
when the song
released.
came
That
out
was
July 4th of the same year?
4th of 2022.
18 months prior.
What is back
So
the same year?
I haven't been able to.
18 months.
See, that's
prior.
the thing, Justin. Like, I think the song was sampled from someone or ripped off from someone.
That's the thing,
but
Justin.
I don't know for
like,
sure.
I think
but
the
this person
song
is
was
recognizing it from back in the
sampled
day,
from
so that's
someone.
concerning.
But this person is recognizing.
And to be honest, a lot of the
back
stuff
in
that
the
we
day,
found,
so
even when
that's
we were diving
concerning.
into her, there were a lot of inconsistencies.
It's a lot of the stuff that we found.
Can I just make a comment on this song? And when she does advertise this song, right? The wording and the way that she does advertise it is problematic to me. The way that I see it, she's talking about the song being made for African women, that it's been taken up by the Smithsonian, that it is for a good cause, that she's doing a philanthropic good deed kind of thing, right? At the time that the song was made, that it is for a good there was cause kind of no active causes that needed to be funded by the Smithsonian for this song, right? There was no specific exhibit where this went into. And also the use of African girls, it just kind of, it's specific. The wording is designed to tug at your heartstrings and to just give you an image of like, I don't know if anybody remembers the song We Are the World, kind of thing. And this is not. I don't know if anybody remembers. Yeah, it's problematic to me. I find it incredibly problematic the way that this is worded, the way that it is put out there. Even for however many people have heard it and listened to it, I don't think the way that it was done in a good faith way. I don't think that this is what it is, and I actually, I have a lot of problems with how it was worded. Sorry. This is what
There
it
is
and I actually
introduction not for
I have a lot of
I
problems
just
with how it was worded.
but for the other one that says 1989. That one I just looked on YouTube. But for the other one that says 1989. That's coming through on Discord right now.
Okay, hold on. I unmuted Aziz.
That's coming through on Discord right now.
Not mute Aziz.
I unmuted Aziz. I don't know why we muted Aziz. Let's not mute Aziz.
Run unfiltered. Here we go. Oh. Save It for the Children, written and recorded by Washington, 1989 to 2020.
Recorded
55 views 4 years ago.
1989 to 2020.
Why 1989? I don't know.
Because that's when it was written.
Oh. Long-term project, I guess.
1989.
Is that the fake Aziz account? Okay.
I guess.
Again, we're talking about the
Is that the
1980s,
fake
and
Aziz
even
account?
then, again, that's the Africa. Then again, what do you call it? The AIDS Project, if you remember. This is when it all was coming to a head. This is when people were engaging very famous names to collect money for Africa. This is literally the tokenization of an entire continent famous names for the sake of I want a little bit of notoriety. I find this incredibly problematic. For the sake of I want a little bit of fun.
There's going to be more on Amber and the musical history.
All right.
That is
There's
big
going
to
to
do,
be
but I
more
wanna touch
on
base
Amber
the
and the
book first, okay.
That is
Let's
a
break down the
big
book.
to do,
But
but I
book,
want
I
to
didn't for
touch
myself.
base on her book
11
first.
results. Oh no.
Okay. Let's break down
126 5-star ratings, 129 4-star ratings, 48 3-star ratings, 22 2-star ratings, 10 1-star ratings.
126
Available in
5-star
paperback
ratings,
and electronic form as
ratings,
well.
10
I'm
1-star
not going to
ratings.
read through the reviews.
Available
So,
in paperback
about
and
the author,
electronic form.
same
as
stuff we've
well.
heard before.
So,
She talks about author, songwriter, musician, producer,
about
public
the
speaker,
author,
an advocate for trans girls and
same
women.
stuff we've heard before. She talks
What about trans men?
an advocate
About
for
non-binary
trans
people?
girls and women.
Non-binary people, Amber. Your lack of knowledge is concerning.
What about
although
trans
her
men?
greatest passion has always been
About
music,
non-binary
writing books, and
knowledge is
becoming a very
concerned.
suitable segue in the next chapter.
Although
of
her greatest
life.
passion has always been segue
Amber
in
grew up in
the
Liberty,
next
New York, a small
chapter
town
of
in the
her
Catskills
life.
Mountain. So remember the Catskills region of New York.
Amber grew up
there is
in
a lot to
Liberty,
do
New
there.
York,
We're
a
gonna-
small
that's gonna
town
come up
in
in
the
a bit, too.
Catskills,
Her
New
town
York.
region were her
There is a
inspiration
lot
behind the
to
movie
do
Dirty
there.
Dancing. The Catskills are well known by the Hollywood elite as a place where so many celebrities
Dancing.
and the past
Catskills are well known by the Hollywood elite as
region
a
and the
place
Netflix
where
original
so many
series, The Marble
celebrities
Miss. I can't
and the
pronounce that.
past go to get their
Maisie.
Is
Okay.
the Marble Miss. I can't
Yeah, I'm
pronounce
not going to
that.
dive. Well, no, this is important. Her early accomplishments
Maisie.
include working in the
Okay.
mid-90s as an arranger and
Well,
co-writer
no, this is
on
important.
the
Her
exhibit
early
that brought attention to the
accomplishments
children of
include
Africa,
working
most notably
in the mid-90s as an
After
arranger
traveling to
in
over 150
Africa,
countries, this
most
exhibit
notably
would find its home in the
Ethiopia.
Smithsonian in Washington, D.C.
After traveling to over 150
countries.
in Washington, D.C.
She had her true introduction to music business from the
Really?
late Ann Ruckett, who was the vice president of the
She
board of
had her
governors of
true
Friends and
introduction
local
to
coaches of
music
top names in the
business from the
industry.
late Ann
Also wrote
Ruckett,
many
who was
genres
the
of
vice
music.
president of the board of
It was her
governors
smooth
of the
jazz that people would
Grammys
come to
and
recognize.
vocal coach and
All
music.
54 people that listened to
It was her smooth jazz that people would come to recognize.
all 50 people that listened to it.
All 54 people
That's
that
world
listened
recognition.
to her. All 50 people that
Before
listened
coming
to her.
out, Amber also worked with several members of HBO's The Sopranos and the
That's
movie
how
Goodfellas
Amber also
in the
worked with
capacity of
several
producer.
members of HBO's The
There's no
Sopranos and the
credit to Amber
movie Goodfellas
in any name.
in the
She also worked
credit,
with numerous
credit
country
to
music
Amber.
recording artists, doing TV and radio
In any name.
voiceovers, stage management, and live
She also
concert
worked with
introductions.
numerous country music
Live concert
recording
introductions,
artists doing
we'll touch on that,
concert
okay?
introductions.
Stage management, we'll touch on that.
Live
Radio
concert
voiceovers?
introductions.
No.
We'll touch on
No.
that.
No.
Radio
She also has
voiceovers.
worked with numerous country music recording artists.
No.
TV.
No.
We'll touch on that.
Artists doing TV.
Amber has always surrounded herself with incredibly successful and influential
We'll
people.
touch on that.
Panelist. From
Amber is
songwriters and
a-
musicians to Hollywood actors and screenwriters.
Panelist.
No.
From
She attributes her
songwriters
final
and
movement
musicians.
of courage required to live her life in authenticity.
She attributes her final
authentically to former
movement
President
of
Barack
courage
Obama and
required
of
to
positive words
live
and
her
actions
life
towards
in
the
office.
transgender
President Barack Obama.
Yeah, I could
The
say Barack
positive
Obama
words
was very
and
positive
actions
trans
towards the
inspired a lot of
transgender
people.
community. Yeah, I could say
Amber
people.
currently lives in Florida. She and her team are currently building out her platform to which will allow her to bring greater awareness of the diversity and the human condition. The platform will also allow her to bring greater awareness of the diversity and the human condition. Innovative and educational Pride events, radio, internet-based TV interviews as a regional transgender support group outreach in the United States and beyond. Pride events, regional transgender support group outreach. She and her team are currently building out her platform. Wow. Lot to unpack there. No. Building out her platform. Greater awareness of diversity on the human condition. No. She's a transgender YT. Greater awareness of diversity very much does not understand intersectionality. Condition. She does not understand this platform will also facilitate innovative and educational speaking engagements. We know historically on TikTok you may influence a couple here and there, but it is not going to be historic events. We know historically on TikTok you may influence a couple here and there, but it is not going to be historic events. Playing like Adora, we're going to just have conversations with people. Interactive lectures at college universities. Pride events, radio, internet-based TV interviews. Interactive lectures internet-based at college universities. It's not hard to get on someone's podcast when you say, hey, I'm a transgender person. Internet-based maybe. Want to come on your show and talk about my experience? It's not hard to get on someone's podcast when you say, hey, I'm a transgender person if you'll have me. That's what Pride she's done. I've never seen, correct me if I'm wrong, TikTok, that I've seen. I've never seen her attend a Pride event where she's shared it and live streamed it. Correct me if I'm wrong, she's TikTok. Got up and talk in front of a crowd. I've never seen her attend a Pride event where she's shared it and live streamed it.
And by innovative lectures at the university, she means talking to a couple of people in the IT department and helping them out. And by innovative,
yeah. Can I just touch on that?
And helping them out.
I've taught at university for a while.
Can I just touch on that?
In good faith, say that Amber has ever taught at a college or a university. What we found on her CV, on her LinkedIn thing, does not reflect that. In fact, there is a testimonial at the bottom of her LinkedIn from a former student of the college, where she is literally called the IT girl.
There is
an IT person is not somebody who is teaching at the college. Is somebody who supports
the IT girl.
It's support staff. I understand that she interacts with students and that she's in a position of authority with students, but that does not make her an educator.
I understand that she interacts
it takes a lot
with students
to become even a casual at a university or a college to teach,
but that
you need to undergo courses that are on top of your degrees and qualifications
at a university
for the material
or a college
that you are teaching. And I can say that I do not, for a second, believe that happened. 22 years of teaching, no, that did not happen. And I understand that Amber strongly disagrees with me, but I would like to see evidence
that did not happen.
And
I will say that there was the one educational panel that I did that Jill and Amber, and there were another another doctorate. There was a medical doctorate. There was a lawyer. She did attend that, and that is the only one that I am. Their doctorate. There was a medical doctor. There was a lawyer. She did attend that.
Message I tagged you, by the way. So one thing I'm going to talk about is how she gets her sales. So they're not all paperback sales. There was a period one thing I'm going to talk about is not all paperback sales. her sales.
There was a period back in 2000, 2001, 2002.
I'm less than 30 books away having my book become the #1 bestseller, Hiding from Myself, available on Amazon ebook and Kindle versions only for $1 for the next 8 hours. Help me realize my dream. Love, Amber.
And Kindle versions only for $1 for the next 8 hours. Help me realize my dream. That's how
It's up to
she
you, Pax,
tried
if
to
you want to
grow
do that.
her
I'm going to show one thing as well. Her famous art that she
It's up to you, Pax, if you want to do that. I'm going to show one thing as well.
She has a Facebook page where it's hiding from herself, promoting her
that
book
she
and all
has,
that.
that's
Promoting
a
her.
Facebook
She has
page
this
where
cover
it's
art, a
hiding
unique
from
and
herself,
remarkable,
promoting her book and all that.
Whatever that is, on the human condition that left me emotionally invested.
She has this cover art, a unique
Available
and
at Barnes &
human
Noble's
condition
bookseller,
that left me
available at
emotionally
Amazon. Yes, they're
invested
available at
in
both.
page 1.
Best Amazon.com seller.
Available at
5
Barnes
stars.
& Noble's bookseller.
So
Best Amazon.com seller.
she's okay
5
with
stars.
doing Photoshop work and making hers. Think all of us on
So,
Callout, a lot of us
With
have become
doing
really good at
Photoshop
making
work
artwork
and making
for our
art.
backgrounds and stuff. So
Think all of
kudos
us
to
on
that one.
TikTok, a lot of us
Wow,
have become
congrats.
really
Remember who did this?
kudos to that one.
Yes, me. I'm also into graphic
Wow.
design and marketing.
Congrats. Do you remember who
her
did
college
this
degree
at
was in
graphic
marketing.
design and
Her
marketing?
book never hit the best.
Remember her college
It may have been
degree
up there like
was
in a daily
in
ranking
marketing.
or something like
Wait,
that.
hold up.
That's it.
Are you saying,
Her book
Echo, are
never
you saying
hit.
alleged college
They're
degree?
like in a daily ranking
Alleged.
or something
Right,
like that.
alleged. Okay, cool. I was going to say, this is conjecture at this point. We don't know if she's got one, because, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Alleged. Okay.
I will say,
this
I
is conjecture
did
at this point. We don't
read
know if
part
she's got
of
one.
her book.
'Cause,
I have not read.
we'll get into that.
Read literally the first 3 chapters.
part
And read is a strong word. I have not read AI voice read it for me. I have difficulty readings. It was difficult to wrap my head around it with that voice. So I didn't continue or listening to it. It was difficult to wrap my head around it or listening to it.
Bug, I love you. So these are the statistics. Bestseller ranking 2,507,307.
So these
out
are
of
the
2,510,7 books on Amazon.
out of 2,510,000.
1,506 in medical
books on
psychology and
Amazon.
sexuality. 2,038
1,506 in
2,422
medical psychology
in
and
psychology
sexuality.
and books on sexuality.
2,038
in
in
book related to whatever she
L22 in
wants. So she'll have
psychology and
categories.
counseling books on
This is the ranking,
sexuality.
not number 1.
She can tag the book related
Not
to
even
whatever she
close.
wants, not number 1.
Did she say she was 30 books away or something from being number 1?
Not even close.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Her book is meh.
Yeah.
Here's some charts. This is
Here's some charts.
Goodreads.
This
4.1.
is
Ratings 335, reviews 11, wanting to read 73,
1.
on the shelves 480. Please leave it
ratings
on the shelves.
335,
Worth the
reviews
money.
11. Wanting to read the shelves.
It's mediocre at best.
Is not worth the
Publishers
money.
and editors will pat you on the back and tell you you're writing a good
It's
book
mediocre at best.
just so they make money off of you
and tell you you're writing a good book.
And then she adds the line.
Just so they make you do.
Hiding from myself officially number 2 bestseller on Kindle ebook and Amazon. Really? Really, Amber?
Hiding from.
Not from those rankings.
Really?
Not from these
Really,
rankings.
Amber? Not from those rankings.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I think that it is so freaking boring. You as a trans woman writing a book titled Hiding from Myself. You as a trans woman, how many times have you heard that titled Hiding? Like,
Alright, so that's
how many times have we
books.
heard
Every
that?
podcast she's been on, she has promoted her book.
Every podcast she's been on, she
does have her own podcast going
promoted her
on.
book.
The Journey Unscripted with Amber Rose.
She does have her own
7 episodes
podcast going on.
It is a
The
flop.
Journey Unscripted with Amber.
Thank you, Hayden.
It is a flop.
It is a flop. So one thing I've noticed, Celebrity
It is a
Encounters with
flop.
Jackie Ron, Celebrity Encounters with Bet Scarpo.
So one thing I've noticed,
Scarpo,
Celebrity
Gary Deer,
Encounters with
Jerry Deer,
Bet
America's Got
Scarpo,
Talent, and William Shatner.
or Brett Scarpo,
Special Halloween
Gary
episode, Sleep
Deer,
Paralysis and Sleep Paralysis.
Jerry Deer. Special Halloween episode.
Fuck it, I thought I couldn't
Sleep
read again
paralysis,
for a minute.
sleep paralysis.
The Journey Unscripted
But I
trailer.
couldn't read again for a minute.
I will tell you, when you go to the podcast and you click these,
The
all it
Journey
says is file
Unscripted
not
trailer.
found.
Click these.
They're created with no
All it
actual
says
files
is
up
file
there. I
not
couldn't play it.
found.
And there's no metadata tied into them. So she created placeholders for them, but never did them.
And there's no metadata tied into them, so she created placeholders.
Are we gonna talk about her
I got a lot.
gynecologist story?
If you want, we can bring that up as
Are
well.
we gonna talk about her?
The Journey Unscripted with Amber
If you
Rose per
want, we
episode. We
can
have
bring that
a
up
blast
as well,
with
but I
Gary
got a
Deer
lot still.
from America's Got Talent and
The
William
Journey
Shatner.
Unscripted with Amber Rose premiere
So this
episode,
link
we
that's
have
up here
a
above the
blast
picture
with Gary
goes nowhere.
Deer.
It's nothing.
So this link that's up here above the
This week's Journey
picture,
Unscripted Celebrity
goes
Encounters,
nowhere.
Jackie Ram from the film
It's
First
nothing.
Night, blah blah blah, and The Parent Trap for
Speak with Jackie Ram from the film
Again, this link up
First
here
Night, blah
goes
blah
nowhere.
blah, and the
It's
Parent
a
Trap
unalived
for
link,
documentary.
so it just tells you doesn't load it.
Unaliving. It's a
These
unalived
are
link,
all.
so it just
Amber,
tells you doesn't
Feel
load
free to
it.
come up and play the audio clip and show proof you met these people.
Amber,
but these are all links that go
feel
to
free
no
to come
audio
up
source.
and
These
play
are
the
all
audio clip
images
and
and
show
stories
proof you met these
created to
people.
bolster
These
her
are all
image to people and make her look like a bigger
images
person than she
and
is.
stories
That's what
created
And keep in mind,
to bolster
she
her
knowingly left those up
image to
after
people
agreeing
and
to the
make her
rules
look.
that were set out in the
And
first
keep
call
in
and
mind,
about,
she
her
she knowingly
embellished
left
lists of
those
celebrity
up
encounters.
after agreeing to the rules.
She's also said that she's met Miley Cyrus
Celebrity
and that
encounters.
she worked with Brett Manning, a celebrity vocal coach, the one
She's
that told
also
Taylor
said
Swift
that
how to
she's
sing.
met Miley Cyrus.
Girl, it's so
Brett
much
Manning, a
bullshit. Like,
celebrity
did we
vocal
talk about that
coach,
already?
the
Or
one
no?
that told Taylor Swift how to
Yeah, can we
sing?
show the rules again that she agreed to?
Yeah,
Girl,
so
it's
we
so
talked about.
much
So let me
bullshit.
talk about this real
Like,
quick, and we'll go
did
back
we
to the
did we
rules
talk
for
about that?
reiteration of the rules.
Yeah, so we touched about
This
so let
was
me talk
check
about
out
this
my
one
latest
real quick,
podcast
and we'll
interview
go back
from
to
the
the
UK.
rules for reiteration.
She did
of
do
the
this
rules.
podcast, okay? I do have the screenshot from the creator of the podcast. She did do this one. Again, this is one of those ones where you reach out and say, hey, I'm a trans woman, I want to do a podcast on your show.
Again, this is one of those ones where you reach out and
does
say,
not
hey,
mean she has traveled
I'm
to
a
these
trans
other
woman,
countries.
I want to do a podcast
This was all
on your
virtual.
show. Will you have me? They do
She
it.
sat at home on her
This-
computer and did podcasts.
this
in
was
front of
all
the camera with the
virtual.
setup like mine.
Okay.
That's what she did.
So she sat
All
at
right,
home on
before
her
we dive
computer
further,
and did podcasts. She did.
Yeah, I think the rules would be good.
All right.
Over
Before we
again.
dive further,
All right, so just to recap,
rules would be
back
good.
in 2023,
to go over
there was
again.
a call-in, multiple call-ins.
All
have been
right.
done
So
with
just
this.
to recap,
There was a call-in here,
back
Irish and
in
will set rules based on
2023,
her lives.
right?
Don't mention every single
There was a
celebrity.
call-in here,
not Madonna,
Irish and
partner, Miley
people
Cyrus,
set
etc. Don't
rules
ever say you
based
worked with
on not
NIH or
met
NASA ever
John
again.
Carpenter,
Don't ever
Miley
say you have
Cyrus,
15 years or 30
etc.
years experience of
Don't
anything
ever
relevant
say
to
you
science or
worked
medicine.
with
Don't
NIH
ever
or
say you worked
NASA
at
ever
a
again.
life science company
So
ever again.
anything relevant
She's not.
to science or
Don't
medicine.
ever say you worked for American
Don't
Idol
ever
ever
say
again.
you
That's going to be one of the
worked
next things we
at
talk
a
about.
life science
Don't ever say
company ever
anything that
again.
in any way
And that's
suggests
gonna be
you
one of the
formal
next things we
education or
talk
work
about, too.
experience in
Don't
the
ever say
sciences or
anything
medical
that in any way suggests you have.
And just to
any
be clear for
formal
everyone,
education
and on the
or
call in live,
work.
this list here is based on things and just to be clear for everyone, these things were things we discussed in the call in live that she owned up and said, you know what, I didn't do those things. So this is, and the list was made after that.
Can I just add, back in those days, we also discussed her involvement with Donald Trump.
So this is, and the list was made
Now,
after.
I know that in recent times she has been talking about Donald Trump, but Donald Trump is included in those celebrities right at the top. Now,
Oh, she also
I know
mentioned,
that
what's his
in
name again?
recent
Arnold
time,
Swatch or something. I can't pronounce his last name.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
She
and-
was his personal
Oh, she also mentioned
Sarah Jessica
what's
Parker's
his name
husband, Matthew
again?
Broderick.
Arnold Swatch.
there's a whole lot of
Sarah
there's a
Jessica
whole list of
Parker's
them.
husband, Matthew Broderick.
Your only credentials that you have read.
There's a whole lot of
Credentials that
research
you
and
have
studies
read,
10 years, not 5
read,
years, not 15, not 30.
like most of us
and
on
know the material
TikTok,
very well.
read,
You never
not
say you are a
read,
subject matter
and
expert.
know the
and stop saying
material
you have
very
any professors
well.
who can vouch for you. Amber, if you really have a
Never
professor
say
that can
you are
vouch for you,
subject matter
have them reach
expert.
out.
Amber, if you
their
really have a
credentials, though.
professor that can vouch for you,
No appeal to authorities. Stop
have
talking
them
about your
read.
medical conditions
I'm good
or
at what
panic
I do.
attacks. It is very
no
much an
appeal
emotional
to
plea
authorities,
to claim a
stop
medical
talking
condition
about your medical
and
conditions
then ask
or
for money.
panic
That's what she's been doing.
attacks.
So that's kind of where
It
that
is-
comes from. She still does it. You have
Um,
clips.
and
Stop
then
being
ask
so
for money.
condescending and pompous.
That's
That's
what
what
she's
makes you
been doing.
need to lie
So
about
that's
yourself.
kind of where
Never
that
refer to
comes
yourself
from.
as a
She's
neuroscientist,
pompous, that's what
neurobiologist,
makes
or that you
need
work in the
to
life
lie
science.
about yourself.
Never say you
Never
work under
refer
a
to yourself
biologist,
as a
doctor,
neuroscientist,
scientist, or anything
neurobiologist.
similar.
Say you worked under a biologist.
Don't call any trans
or
creators
doctor,
P3DOs and don't engage with
scientist
the
or
Muppets.
anything similar. P3DOs and don't
So those were the
engage
rules
with
set out
the Muppets.
From the last call in. wasn't a call out. So multiple attempts have been made to get her to not be a shitty
Call
person.
in. Wasn't a call out. So multiple attempts have been made to
I
get
will
her
say that
to
she had
not
admitted
be
to
a
me
shitty
that there was a call in, not for any of that, but she said that she had called herself out. She had admitted 3 times that there was a call in.
She said she
Not
could call
for
out on
any
herself.
of
What?
3 times
I don't know.
for her.
She hosted a live
She said
after
she
we
did a
called her
call
out
out
on
on
Discord.
herself.
Because one of the things was for her to apologize and to say that she doesn't have any of that crap.
On Discord.
Yeah, but that took like 30 seconds of her life. She was like, I just want to apologize for everything, blah, 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 blah. That was not a call out on herself.
Doesn't have any
Right.
Anyway, carry on.
Just want to apologize.
Everything is always exaggerated with Amber.
That was not a call out on yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
All right.
carry on.
This was. I'm not going to keep this up too long. This was another podcast that she hopped on. Again, reached out to people and say, "Hey, I'm a trans woman.
So
You wanna
this
have me on the
was,
show?"
I'm not going to keep this up too long. This was another
I've watched this
podcast that
She's talking about being trans and what she's been through.
Um,
And it's 2
I've
other guys
watched
sitting up
this
there not
podcast.
caring, not paying attention
She's
to
talking
her,
about
and
other guys
doing
sitting
the
up
adult
there
beverage
not
and,
caring,
or
not paying attention to her,
So there's
and doing the adult beverage and
talk about songwriter. Let's dive into
Alright,
the studying part.
talked about
Actually,
songwriter,
we want to do some clips first. Go
studying
studying.
part.
Well, I was thinking a good transition from the music stuff would be into
Actually, we want to do
American
some
Idol transition.
That's
from
a
the,
big segment. That's a
from the
big
music
segment.
stuff would be into
That's folders and folders.
American Idol.
Congratulations,
That's
Amber. You made it to my
That's
collection.
folders and folders there.
There's a couple things left to go.
Congratulations,
So
Amber,
Amber's
you made
big
it to my collection
production.
of folders.
Let's talk a couple things here.
Couple
Amber's
things
big
left
production
to go
company
over.
that she claims.
So
to have,
Amber's big
linked
production.
out to
Let's
this
talk a
Wave
couple
Productions
things here.
This was linked by one of the
Linked
emails
out
at
to this Wave
waveproductions.com.
Production.
One of the emails we found on her
emails
New York.
at waveproductions.com.
Today matches her unalive.
One of the emails
reading
we
it
found
from that
on
purpose. I
her
don't do
says New York.
that. It is a DOA website.
I don't do
It
that.
doesn't exist.
It is a DOA
I was able
website.
to dive out there. Other people dived out there.
We
They
were
found a
like I
Facebook
was
page
able
for
to
a
dive
Wave
out
Productions
there.
LLC.
Other people dived
I
out
don't
there.
think this is
They
hers.
found a Facebook.
Because when I look at the
I don't
information,
think this
it
is
is listed in
hers.
Mobile, Alabama.
Because when I look at the
This is also the same
information-
company, I think, that she promised a trans creator on this app that she would get her into the studio for a certain company to record an album. That she would get
And
her
that-
into the
That is
studio
going to be in the
for this
clips as
for
well.
a certain company to
So let's do
record
some
an album.
clips here.
Yep.
Which
I need to start
And
doing them
that-
not recordings.
So let's do some clips here.
Most of these are labeled.
I need to start.
So
naming
Amber's
them
LinkedIn
clips,
shows
not
that she's
recording.
working. Actually,
So Amber's LinkedIn shows that she's working.
where was that disability stuff?
Actually,
I'll find it. Okay, here's
Where was
talking
that?
about book tour.
disability
The impacts
stuff.
on these lives for 6+ hours some nights.
Okay.
And you don't see
Here's
often people
talking
online,
about
but
book
I do
tour.
have,
I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna go back and pick up
impacts
the
on
volume
these
for
lives
everyone.
for 6+
Yeah, raise the volume because I can barely hear it.
6+ hours some nights, and you don't see me harping people for money. But I do have a procedure coming up. It's a diagnostic procedure.
Yeah, raise the
It costs a
volume.
lot of money. So if you guys can, if you do have cash out and the ability, PayPal or Venmo, and have the ability, it doesn't take much money. It just takes a few of you to help me out. You guys, this is gonna be a lot. It doesn't take much. I am, a lot of you already know. I am disabled. To help me out. Laura, holy shit! Thank you so much. Oh my God, it's gonna be a lot. Laura, you are amazing. Two galaxies. Holy shit! Thank you so much. Thank you, Laura. I owe you. God. That is just so. Laura, so amazing. You are amazing.
2 galaxies.
2 galaxies.
Can you get a W Laura in the chat?
So amazing. Yeah. And by the way, just so everybody knows, and Beans, I love you. Oh my God, look at that. I support other people. The other night we had somebody up here named.
So there are multiple.
I support other people. The other night we had somebody up here named.
So there are.
From the time that I was co-hosting / watching her, right? The reason why I co-hosted was so that I could keep an eye on her.
Watching her,
she always had a goal
right,
of how much she needed to bring in every night.
The reason why
the GCs make so much fun of her for making, requesting money and donations and whatever.
She always had a goal.
Now, what most of you probably don't know, and the reason why I read PAX into this, is because she has been taking 70% of what PAX made in those lives for herself as well.
Because she has been
and I find that disgusting.
70%.
I would always get messages from her saying, "We didn't meet our goal. Can you please reach out to the people in the server and see if they can donate and whatever?"
From her,
I never would.
We didn't meet our
I never
goal.
did.
Can you please,
but I think that the way that
reach out to the
she's
people
used
in the
PAX
server and see if they can
abhorrent.
donate and whatever.
Absolutely abhorrent.
I never would.
And just to be
I
clear,
never did. But I
PAX
think
only
that
found out about
the way
this a few
that
days ago. PAX was
she has
not
used
aware
PAX is
of the call-in or anything we'd approached Amber about in the past. And so, as far as PAX was none of this was like everything Amber was saying was correct and true. And PAX had no idea about the lies, so none of this.
PAX is a completely innocent person in all of this. PAX had no idea that this was happening, and why I read them into this was because I did not
PAX had no
agree
idea that this
with
was
PAX
happening,
donating
and
money to her.
why
Even
I
the
read them
fees
into this
of
was
the
because I
little
did
conference that
money
PAX did
to
up
her.
in Canada for
Even
Trans Visibility Day.
The fees
That was going to her.
of,
That's insanity. That's not on. Because
conference
it's
that
not
was
for
going
her.
to her.
People are not donating to
That's
her.
insanity.
They're donating to PAX
That's
for
not
a
on.
reason.
Chat,
And I
PayPal,
think that
Venmo.
this.
My username is.
It's not for her.
No, that's all right. Go
People
for it. Go for it. That
and
kind of makes
PayPal,
sense. Yeah.
Venmo. My username is.
Sorry, I have a couple more clips.
No, that's all right.
Like
Go
a minute
for
or
it.
2 minutes,
Go
so
for
they
it.
are pretty clear.
PayPal, Venmo. My username is sort of in there, but PAX has hidden my username behind the 21 plus for some reason. Venmo.
Not on my screen.
Hidden my username. It's on my screen behind the 21 plus. Weird. Can you move it? Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Not on my screen.
so my username is AROff2. If you like my content, if you like what I do. So my username is AROff2 to AROff2 on Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. If you like what I do, donating to the cause so I can get this procedure done. The procedure is called a transthoracic echocardiogram. It's for my heart because I had a stroke. I can get this procedure done.
Why don't you come up and have a chat about it instead of being
called
a
a
keyboard warrior?
Thoracic, and otherwise, if we want to do it through TikTok, my goal tonight is 3K. So if we can get me up to 3K, that would be helpful as well. I'm not a beggar. I'm just here doing what everybody else does on TikTok. Can get me literally at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I watched 2 people doing the beatboxing, and they sucked at it. Doing what everybody else does on TikTok.
Can we stop telling
literally
them
at
they
2
suck
o'clock,
at stuff that you
and the
can't
one
understand?
guy.
Like, that is a pet peeve of mine. If you don't do it,
stop telling other
don't
people
speak
they
up.
suck.
Just
at
enjoy
stuff
what they're
that you
doing.
Do it.
Well, that's another thing too. The constant shaming of, she wonders why she's not getting any Auths to debate. It's because she brings them up and just berates them instead of debating them. So it's really hard to debate, and then blocks the ones that are kind of knowledgeable, have some sort of knowledge. She blocks them. So it's berates, the ones that
I think Amber is very smart, and I won't take that away from her. She's very smart. She has read some studies, and she's very smart. Right, everything that she has talked about in the studies is true. However, it's very hard,
and she's
to
very smart.
to extract all the data that you read on those studies and then apply it on the fly on TikTok. And I find that when she
all the data
finds
that
an
you
op
read on those
where they are
studies
throwing
and then
curveballs
apply
at her,
it
she begins yelling and abusing
on the fly
at them,
on
and then
TikTok.
drops them and blocks
And
them.
I find that
Now, over the last week or so,
she
Pax
begins
has
yelling
gone
and
through their
abusing
block list, and there was
them and then
hundreds of
drops
people
them and
blocked.
blocks them.
And this is why
Now,
her life's
over
never
the
had
last
traction.
week or so,
Because
hundreds
she just
of
blocked anybody
people
that
blocked.
she just couldn't argue against. And
This is why her life.
I have a lot of respect for knowledge. I think that what she did by educating herself was incredible. I will not take that from her. But I do think that there needs to be a way that we learn how to discuss with other people and how we learn how to disagree without yelling and abusing each other. There has to be some respect.
And
Not
how
you
we
calling
learn
me
how to
out.
disagree without
I am
yelling
gonna
and
throw this
abusing
out
each
Pero por lo
there.
other.
menos lo dice en inglés.
Calling me out. I'm taking notes.
Mike, I want
am
to
gonna
apologize.
throw this out
Hang on
there.
1 second, Echo. I do want to apologize for allowing that to happen on my panel. I was very uncomfortable.
1 second, Echo.
I thought it
do
was
want to
apologize. I was allowing that to happen on my panel. I should have not allowed her to
I
abuse
was
and yell at people.
very
and
uncomfortable.
I'm guilty of that, and I'm very sorry.
should have not allowed
I'm going to throw out two things there. Z-Train, you are muted. I have said earlier when I first started.
I'm very
You did.
sorry.
Plain and simple. I let people.
I'm
Yeah, he
gonna
keeps
draw
trying to.
started.
I took care of him. He's muted. So come in another account if you want. Don't be a dick. Or
Yeah,
get
he
muted
keeps
again. Plain
trying
and
to.
simple. That's my rules.
Yeah.
Those who say
If you want,
we told
be
you
a
this,
dick,
we told
or
you this,
get muted
we're
again.
talking about
Plain
her.
and simple.
We have
That's my
held
rules.
call-ins on her. And
For those who saying
this is
we
the step after
we have
call-ins
held
when they
call-ins
work.
on
Okay.
her and
So
talked
it
to
has
her
been
and
addressed
it.
internally. We actually do
This-
that. And then if that
Okay.
doesn't work, this is
So
the
it
result.
has been addressed
Plain and simple.
internally.
She's been
We
called in by her
actually
peers.
do
rules
that.
were set,
And then
rules were
it's
addressed.
She's
This is
been
the result.
called in by her peers.
Yeah,
Rules
and
were
doing
set,
2 call-ins
and
is
issues
actually very
were
graceful
addressed.
compared to a lot of other people who will just straight up call out and not do
call-ins
their due diligence.
is
So this
actually
is
very
the third strike.
compared to
Mickey, you're muted as well for
your
the
due
same rule
diligence.
as
So
Z-Train.
this is-
So,
This is the third
this
strike.
next video goes out to Z-Train.
Mickey,
You were
you're
absolutely
muted.
epic.
This next
So
video
listen,
goes
you're
out
trying to dox
Z.
my mother, and
You're
she's not from Florida. She's from New York, and she was cremated several years ago.
you're
You
trying
complete
to
dumb
dox
fuck.
my
I'm just going to
She's from
screenshot
New
you
York,
again, because I know this is
and she
probably
was
Crane or
cremated
Lucio.
several years ago.
So motherfucker, try again.
This is
Alright.
probably
So
Crane or
stop being an
Lucio.
asshole. Try to grow up.
Send that to me, would you, Amber?
Try again.
Yeah, I will.
Alright. So stop being.
Yeah,
I
that's an
will.
interesting one there.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead. I'm gonna play this one. There's only a part of it.
Yeah, that's an
Oh, hang on.
interesting.
Yeah.
Before you do that, can I interrupt
I'm gonna
with the
play
Z-Train thing?
This one.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
And as
only
we're
a
playing these
part of
clips,
it.
feel free to add context.
Oh,
and
hang on.
we can talk about them for a
Before
minute.
you do that, can I
Okay. Yes, W hydration, Brookie. With Z Train, right? Z Train came into my life when I began co-hosting for Amber when I was keeping an eye on her. Right, I was there because we needed to keep an eye on her as a result of the first call-in that we had with her. I was keeping her in line. Now, Z Train. I don't know what happened with you and Amber beforehand. Okay, but there was a lot of claims. There was a lot of he did, she did, they did, and whatever. But there was a lot of claims. I was never involved in any of that. Nobody on this panel was involved in anything that happened to you. Okay. In fact, it was only recently that Haley actually informed me that you're Australian. And the first time that I spoke to you and I said you're Australian, it was only recently, right? I thought you were in the US. I don't know you. I don't know your address. I don't know your name. And the first time that I spoke, I don't care. I've never had an issue with you until you started making clips and following me around. I don't know where you Nobody really cared about any of this until you became obsessed with following us because of Amber. Really cared
Just
about any
to elaborate
of
on
this
that too. So this came about because Z-Train claimed that his house was raided. And that Amber had said a comment in the past about how because she had an investigation out or something, or she'd gone to the FBI or whatever it was, and that they were coming for him and he was harassing and blah blah blah. Anyway, so Z-Train accused Alex, Jalbal, and myself of, or Amber, one of us four, of having the house raided. And because Alex and Jalbal live over this part of the world, which is close to him, he just assumed it was us, and it wasn't. We don't care. Alex didn't do it. Jalbal didn't do it. I didn't do it. We don't know you like that. We don't care. Alex didn't do it.
Yeah.
Just
And
Jalbal
you
didn't
know,
do it.
in Australia, if you had your house raided by the police in on any level, like I don't know if the Americans understand this, but if your house gets raided in Australia, that's a huge deal. That's massive. For that to happen, somebody must have, you know, sent a hell of a lot of information, whether false or true, for that to happen. That is a huge deal here in Australia. So if that happened to you, and it was done, you know, as a result of TikTok, I am so sorry that that happened to you. I had no idea. And it was done, to this day, I don't know where you live. You know, and as a result of TikTok, I don't want to know. I am so sorry. What I do want is not to be followed around by fake accounts, because that would be lovely, Z-Train. That would be absolutely a relief. What I do want is
I think a lot of people
not to be followed around by fake accounts, because that would be lovely, Z-Train. That would be absolutely.
This is the proof that like a call-in was being organized and everything like that. This December 21st, 2023. Being organized and everything like that. December 21st, 2023. Added Irish. Added December 21st. Everyone but Amber, if I'm being too harsh, please tell me. These are all the people she claims to know. But Amber, if I'm being too harsh, please tell me. So these are all the people she claims. This is the result, Amber. And Amber, you're more than welcome to come in. So there was multiple call-ins.
Yeah, I added everybody to the group so we could do that thing, because I'm like, she's getting out of freaking hand. Because I know she was, well, I suspected. Yeah, that she was lying about a lot of things. She was inconsistent. Pretty good at spotting shit like that, but I had no evidence. So I couldn't really do much. She was lying about a lot of things. And then the group thing was organized. Pretty good at everybody there. Shit like that, like, you know, check her. No evidence. Then the group thing was organized. I added everybody there so we can, like, you know, check her.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting. This was Irish. I'm saying this to remind you that you shouldn't just change because you don't want to be called out. Or actually, let me start with the screenshot
just
that
changed
were out of
because
order.
you don't want to be
Amber, I just want to
called
remind you, we spoke
Or
to you
actually, let
offline
me
because
start
we
with
want to
this
see you do
screenshot
well.
that
You are
were out
wicked
of
smart and a
order.
great advocate. She studied a lot. I give her
Amber,
credit.
you do well.
It's
You
not
are
a, this
wicked
is not
smart
like calling
and a
her out
great
for
advocate.
knowledge, anything like
She
that.
studied
This
a
is
lot.
just
I
the
give her
shitty
credit
behavior.
for that. You know, anything like
Save
that.
and
This is
save.
just
Hold
the
on.
shitty behavior.
First, because the little intervention was necessary for your own continued success on TikTok. The lies have been obvious for us
First,
for
because
months.
the little
And you will
intervention
be
was
cooked
necessary
by
for
others
your own
in the future unless you
continued
change your ways
success
and
on
will lose the
TikTok.
very
The
flat
lies have
platform
been
that you want
obvious
to
for us for months.
New
Change
folder.
your ways and will lose the very flat platform you want to
I didn't want to do that one
create.
yet.
New folder.
Second, you have people like
I
Gel
want to do
Bell
that
putting
one
their
yet.
name on the line for the lies you are spreading, and given how toxic
Second, you have people
Gel
like
Bell is
Gel
risking
Bell
her and
putting
her
their
family's
name
personal
on the
safety for
line,
which
for
is
the
fine, but she
lies
now
you're
knows she's
spreading.
been
Bell
defending a
is
lie.
risking
She
her
didn't
and
sign
her
up to
family's
defend a lie.
personal safety for you, which is
Third,
fine.
your lies
but
are hurting
she
the
now
trans community in
knows she
general,
has been
which we know you
defending
don't want to
lies.
do, but if you are labeled a liar, it
Third,
fits the
your
narrative
lies are
that
hurting the trans
folks
community
are
in
selling.
general, which we know you
Very much
don't
does.
want to do, but if you are labeled a
Let's see. I'm saying this to remind you that you shouldn't
Very
just
much
change because
does.
you don't want to be called out. Again, this is the result. You need to recognize that your lies are
called out.
transparent and are easily
And
disproven and will make you look like a
the
buffoon
result.
and will
You
harm
need
your
to
reputation
recognize that
and
your
platform
lies
and
are
cause you to lose
like
your
a
friends.
buffoon
All
and
has
will
happened.
harm your reputation.
In other
and
words, the lies
platform
hurt
and
you
will
in the long
cause you
term,
to
so I
lose
sincerely
your
hope you
friends.
change because you see it in your best
All
interest.
has
Because that is the
happened.
only change that will stick.
So I sincerely
I
hope
promise,
you
as
change
you are,
because you
is
see
more
it
than
in
enough
your
for people
best
to take you
interest.
seriously and
Because
consider
that
you
is the
important.
you are
Every time you
is
lie,
more than enough
embellish
for
in order
people
to
to
big
take
yourself
you
up,
seriously
you are
and
literally
consider
looking
you
foolish and
important.
losing
And
credibility.
every time you
It's
lie
having the exact
and
opposite
embellish and
effect that you intend.
losing credibility,
And Amber, I
it's
plead with you
having
to
the
hear me out on
exact
this. Talk to the therapist.
opposite
You're not
effect
crazy, you're
that
not
you
broken,
intend.
but I promise there's seriously
100%
unresolved
agree.
trauma that is causing you to feel so
You're not
unimportant
crazy,
that
you're
you
not
lie, and you
broken.
need to talk to a
But I
therapist.
promise there's
Nothing wrong
seriously
with
unresolved
telling her
trauma
to
that is
get a little
causing you
professional
to
help
feel
and talk to
so
someone.
nothing wrong
She does it
with
as well.
telling her to get a little professional help and talk to someone.
Well
there.
said, Irish.
I
Spot on,
personally
Irish.
think
Thank
she
you.
needs
Good
it as
opinions.
well.
She acknowledges what was told to her.
Well said, Irish. Spot on, Irish.
Is it okay if I
Thank
join
you.
your call
Good
right after I talk
opinions.
to my son?
She
It should just be
acknowledges.
Otherwise, I'm going to
Is
go
it
live
okay
tonight
if I join
with
your
the knowledge
call
that you
right
have
after
shared
I
and
talk to my
implementing
son?
and
Which should
charting
just be a
a new
couple
way
minutes.
forward.
You have
So she
shared
acknowledged the
and
feedback and said she
implementing
was going to make way forward.
and charting a new way
My
forward.
hydration vessel is
So she acknowledged.
I was
the
gonna say, yeah. If you do
feedback
keep
and
reading
said she
down
was gonna
through, I'm
make
sure she there's a
vessel is
comment where she does admit that she lies. I was gonna
say,
yeah. If you do keep
That's all fine, Amber,
reading
great.
down
However,
further,
it
I'm
still
sure
seems like
she
you're not taking ownership
there's
of your
a
mistakes,
comment.
as in
That's all
the
fine,
asking the process of what
Amber.
happened
Great.
yesterday and come back
However,
today
it still
and own
seems
up to
like
what
you're
you
not
said,
taking
but all you're really
ownership
saying
of your
is you're going to change
mistakes,
your talking
as
points because
in
you care about us.
own
Not
up
because
to
you
what
understand that
have
you
said,
lied.
but all you're
Do
really
you see
saying
what I'm
is you're
saying?
gonna change
It's
your
like you're
talking
avoiding saying the
points
words I
because
lied
you
and I'm
care
sorry
about
about it.
us.
Very much so. When we talk about like reflecting on accountability, feedback,
I'm sorry.
it's not like a 5-minute thing.
Very much so. When we talk about like reflecting on accountability.
Nobody was
Oh,
here.
Echo, 1 second. Just to be clear, in the comments too, I'm Rick is actually Z Train. So just, just in case. 1 second. Z Train. So.
Oh, okay.
Nobody was here for the call, and
Just in
Irish
case.
said that you didn't want to talk to me. It shouldn't be up there. It should be up there in the chat. He said I didn't want to talk to you. No, I'm taking accountability that I did lie.
Up there
in some cases embellished. Full
He said I didn't want to talk to you. Lie. And in some
she
cases
does admit
embellished.
that she
Full
does
accountability.
lie, and in some cases embellishes stuff.
That she does lie, and in some cases
Haley, is this the conversation where she's gone and deleted bits and pieces from?
Yeah, there were some
Haley,
things
is
that
this
were missing, but,
the conversation where
most
she's
of
gone and deleted
most of
bits
it's still
and
there.
pieces from?
Yeah, I found it when I found the bonobo
Most of it's still there.
I was just saying to read the context that he's giving you for the
Yeah.
damn slides.
Yeah.
Bonobos.
I was just saying to read the context that he's giving you for the damn slides.
The group notes. Irish, like you should have sent this stuff to me ahead of time.
Hungry guy, I have apologized already, saying I was trying to do the community good.
Hungry guy, I have apologized,
and I'm sorry.
already.
I'm also not
saying
going to
I was trying
continue
to
to apologize
and
constantly.
I'm sorry.
I apologize, that's it.
I'm also
needed.
not
We
going
also gotta
to
remember
continue
that
to
was
apologize
manipulated by Amber as well.
We also got to remember that Pax was used and manipulated.
Yeah, can I
by
just go
Amber
back
as
into
well.
Pax? Pax didn't know about all of this. The only people that knew about this was Irish,
Can I just
Ruby,
go back
Atlantic,
into
Haley, and me.
Pax?
That's the only people who knew about all of this.
Didn't know about
And
all
that's
of
because we did the
this.
call-in in
Haley,
December
and
2023 with Amber.
That's
Nobody
the only
else knew
people
about
who
this.
Knew about all of this.
I
And
told
that's
Pax
because we did the call.
I wanted to talk to Pax about it because Pax confided in me and told me that they were giving Amber 70% of
wanted to talk
any
to Pax
coins that were
about
gifted
it
to them
Pax
in the lives.
confided in me
And I
told
messaged
me
Atlantic and I messaged Haley
coins that were gifted
and I said
to,
enough is
to
enough.
them
It needs to stop.
in the lives.
Some of the stuff that have come
And
up in the
I
last couple of weeks
messaged
in Amber's lives
Atlantic and I messaged
has been
Haley.
a lot of lies
Some
and
of the
embellishments
stuff that
and
have
exaggerations
come up in the last
and
couple of weeks.
whatever you want to call it.
in
untrue.
Amber's
All of
lives
all of these
has
claims that
been
we will go through are
whatever
untrue
you
and they
wanna
are
call
alarming.
it,
And
untrue.
I told
All
Pax
of-
about it because I was
you know,
concerned for them.
all of these claims
They didn't
that
know. This
we
is not on
will
him.
Go through
Them,
are
sorry.
untrue and they are for them.
Alright,
They
the
didn't
next
know.
screenshot
This is not on
that
him.
I'm gonna show, they're noted.
Them, sorry.
It's from
Shit.
a day later, and it's
Screenshot
researched and
that
studied
I'm gonna
with
show. They're noted. It's from a day later.
Amber
and
lies
it's
and embellishes
on-
said she met Taylor Smith, met James Bond woman, studied oncology for many years.
Amber lies and embellishes said she met
Atlantic
Taylor
with a sigh.
Smith for many years.
Amber doubles down,
in a
says,
science
yes.
lie.
Carolyn Cossey is the first transsexual
Atlantic
Bond
with
woman.
the sigh.
Studied because I had the big C, that's
Cossey
not
is
a lie.
the first transsexual Bond woman.
Wait, sorry, Echo. Irish is saying
Studied
read the
because
context.
I had
the big
To be honest, I think it'd be better if he just came out, because I'm not. He makes
saying
read the context.
I read the part where she was talking
To be honest, I think it'd be better if he just came out, because I'm not.
I read the part where she was talking about further context that he's talking about there.
The red underlining, maybe? The red underline? Maybe that's the context and the... The red underlining.
There, I've invited Irish up to give context.
I know.
I've been inviting him up and he didn't come up.
It's hard.
There, I've invited Irish up
information
to give context.
I know.
I've been invited.
Talk about what to information is headings trying to put it not coming chat. I'm reading it. On what to
Irish, I did say that. Research this and study it in college. And you had to threaten to expose
Irish,
her.
I did say that. Research this and study it in college.
Oh, word for word. Okay, you didn't say word for word.
And you had.
All right, so group 4. This is just one day later, and we hear her say that she researched and studied oncology, and we had to threaten to expose her.
4. This is just
me talking to her while she was alive, and her backing down when I said I would go public.
Expose her.
I read it word for word.
Screenshot show me talking to her public.
All right.
I read it word for word.
Reading and study. In fact, my oncologist told me to study the type of cancer Big C it was.
Told me to study.
Told me the books to get. So a doctor told me these words. Watch the live right this minute. I will say I studied it. Verb.
And told me this minute.
Studied biology.
I will say I studied
Look at it closely in order to observe or read.
She studied.
So she's doubling down on the terminology she's using about studying something. Not I read about it, but studied it. That's what she's saying.
So she's
science
doubling
live
down
versus
read about it, but
feces
studied
live.
it.
We talk about science with full disclosure.
A science
that
live
not formal
versus
not formal education.
feces
We've stated more than once.
We talk about
amnesia. My co-host has a degree in bio.
Education, which was
Jell has a
stated
PhD.
more than
I have
once.
nothing. I said that.
P.S. Amnesia, my co-host has a degree in bio.
So the way that all of this, I have a PhD and everything. Yes, I have a PhD. No, but the way that Amber weaponized it against people, I don't agree with. And I told her so a couple of days ago in the way that Amber weaponized I don't want to be brought up into a live just to validate, because she will ask me a question and say yes or no, Jell, and that's not on live. I am not there to validate just to anything that she says, because science is not my field. I am not. My field is anthropology. Right? I can't validate because science is knowledge in oncology. I can't validate her knowledge in anything else. All I can validate it on is that she has read papers, and I know that she has read them, and I can validate some knowledge that she has in anthropology because I have taught it to her. But that's it. Amnesia was also not there to validate things for her in anthropology, and we hardly ever got to speak anyway. There were times where I would go and have a shower and come back and she was still talking. So hardly ever there was no speak anyway. Yeah, us being there were times where I would go and have a shower. We were just back and monkeys validating everything else, and that's not on. That was ridiculous. That we were just.
So Irish replies, Amber
monkeys validating everything else, and that's not on.
And stated that you studied oncology in an extension
Lying
of that.
about your
If you disagree,
academic
please
and work
explain why you
history
choose
and
to say
stated
I
that you
studied
studied
oncology instead of
and then
I've read books about
to say
stop threatening us
studied
like
oncology
or
for
stop
years
treating us like
instead
we're
of
stupid.
I've read
If it's the same
books
thing,
about
then why wouldn't you say the word
stop
read
threatening
instead of
us
study? like
This is day one FFS.
then why wouldn't you say the words read
Amber
instead
says,
of
did you not
study?
read the Oxford Dictionary
This is
definition of
day
the term
one
and what my oncologist
FFS.
told me to do specifically?
Did you not
Study.
read the Oxford
And then she
Dictionary
repeats it.
definition of the term and what
Look
my
closely in order
oncologist
to
told me
observe
to
or
do
read.
specifically? Look closely in order to
Irish replies, "Matt,
observe
why would you
or
not use the
read."
word read then? Why do you insist on using the word study? Study does
Use
not
the word
automatically
read
denote
then.
college.
Why do
Irish.
you insist
I'm not
on
a dummy
using the
either.
word study?
Okay, I'm joining your
I'm
live
not a
right
dummy either.
now. And Irish's pen underlined that.
Okay, I'm joining
because
your
that's
live
exactly what I
right
did,
now.
and furthermore, in the same sentence, I stated I have absolutely no formal education in
Because
any
that's exactly what I
Good,
did,
I'll-
and furthermore, in the
AY
same sentence,
for the
I
third
stated
time.
I have
I'm not sure what you meant that by that.
AY it for the third time. I'm not sure what you meant that.
Amber,
by
that clarification is fine, but stop using words like study or research
Oh?
and just say self-study.
Amber, that
How does
clarification
people
is
feel
fine,
about
but
folks who
stop using
misrepresent their
words like
credentials?
study or research. How do people feel
And by the way,
about
there's nothing
folks
wrong
who
with being an
misrepresent
autodidact. Like, you
their
don't have to have. You can say
credentials?
that I read these myself, and you don't have to use certain words, which can say give other people that I the wrong impression myself, and you don't have to
Amber said, I will
use
right now
certain
say
words,
exactly
which
that. Because she knew Irish was threatening
Amber
to come
said,
up
I
on
will
her own
right
live
now say
and call her out.
exactly that. Because she knew Iris was out.
I see what they're doing. Thanks for the insight. Correct. You are
I
no
see
dummy.
what they're
You are
doing.
and smart.
Thanks
Now
for
make
the
sure you don't
insight.
make yourself a target. We want the best for you.
Correct.
No worries. And
You are
congrats on the
not.
high
You
number
are
of
no
number of followers.
target. We
Trust
want
me, thank
the
you for that
best
info.
you,
Wow,
no worries, and congrats on the
Iris
high
says that's it.
number-
Stop reading now.
Number of followers.
Iris says that's it. Stop reading now.
There.
Okay.
So it's been addressed multiple times. Irish was even about to go up in her live and call her out.
Irish.
Multiple call-ins have been
about to go up
had
in
with
her live and
conversations
call her
on the
out.
back end that weren't public.
So,
people tried to address it with her.
multiple calls on the
She didn't
back
want
end
to.
that weren't public. People tried to address it with her. She
Let's
didn't want
do a couple more clips. I think some of them here are important, just to point out
let's
some small parts.
do
And then we'll dive
are
into the
important
American
just to
Idol stuff.
point out some
And
small
also, yeah, just to be
parts.
clear, only once she was threatened with
and then
being
we'll
exposed
dive
did she just
into
change her tune and say,
Yeah, just to be
okay,
clear,
yes, I'll stop
only
doing
once
that. But if
she was
she wasn't
threatened
threatened
with
on
being
that about being exposed,
did she
I'm not
just
confident that
change
she
her
would have
tune
stopped.
and
And in
say
fact, she hasn't stopped,
about
which is why we're
being
here.
exposed? I'm not
Talking about,
confident
but
that
then
she
at 10
would
or
have
11,
stopped.
I
And
see
in fact,
Carolyn on the TV.
She hasn't
And
stopped.
it changed
which
my
is-
life because I was like, yes, that's how that's how I am. I see Carolyn on that changed the trajectory of what I learned. And I studied for 37 years now because the different disciplines of the biological sciences. The trajectory of crazy, what I learned, major. I studied and then I got to interview her again, and just 2 weeks ago I got to talk to her again. So it's really kind of cool. And I hope you do continue the process of trying to learn and dive deeper into what all this is, because that means you're extremely intelligent. Really, I really value you being here. Thank you for being here. That means you're extremely intelligent.
Okay, how old was this?
I really value
this one?
you being here.
Quite recent, right?
Alright, so she
How
this
old
was the other day.
this?
All these
Yeah.
clips are pretty much from
This was the other day.
Was
like
this
a
one?
week ago. A week or two.
Quite recent, right?
Yeah.
So we just had that whole to-do before where she was talked to about saying she studied things. Then the other day she claims to study it for 30
So we
years.
just had that saying she studied things. Then the other day she claims to study it for 37 years again.
Speaking of the music business,
So this is about her studio.
can I promote my album that I released last month? Speaking of the music, so I'm also in the music business. I'm an independent artist. I've been teaching myself.
Trinity,
Okay.
I have another serious problem. So Trans Am, you're the
I'm
same
also in
fucking
the
troll,
music business. I'm
right? And now you're bringing up my son that would actually.
So
Trans Am. At this point, now feel the full might of what I can do. I can bring a lot of might to this fight. So Trans Am, you just fucked around, and now you're gonna find out. Alright, so I'm gonna copy all of this.
Doesn't feel good.
So you wild piece of shit. Fucked around.
That was Z-Train?
You're gonna find out. It's either Z-Train or Lucio, yeah. You're gonna cop shit. You do. You put an album.
Yeah, I have an album out. It's on major streaming platforms. It's called "We Don't Fit Well." We should play together. My music name is Trinity Moon. One word. It's out on major. Pretty awesome. You should listen to it. My music video is coming out in like a month. We should play together. My music name is Trinity Moon. I do all of my recordings on my phone and on BandLab. So
Oh, okay. Where'd you record it? If you ever wanna,
I do all of my recordings.
grab some real musicians in your productions, let me know. My studio is in Hollywood. I can hook you up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I haven't been home in a couple of years now. So
in your production.
Laughing my
Oh, yeah,
fucking
that'd be
ass
awesome.
off.
Send me a DM so I don't
haven't been
forget,
home
because I'm
in
gonna be
a couple of
busy.
years now.
By the way, everyone here that's here, next week, starting
Laughing my fucking
Hey everyone here that's here.
Please,
Next week.
Pause for Echo. I just want to say that was so disrespectful for Trinity to say, if you want to work with some real musicians. I just want to say that was so disrespectful for Trinity to say, if you want to work with some real musicians.
That is very rude to say to a black person as well.
She literally silenced Trinity
Because
to attack somebody in the comments, and then went back, and when Trinity said I recorded on my
She
phone,
literally silenced Trinity.
Really? That was one of
to
the other ones
attack
because I love
somebody
Trinity.
in the
She's one of my
comments,
closest friends, and this bullshit.
and then went back.
When I heard this, I just
That was one of
my
the other
blood.
ones because I love Trinity. She's one of my closest
Yeah, I'm gonna hook
friends,
you up
and
with some
this
real
bullshit.
studio is in Hollywood.
When I heard
oh my
this,
God.
I just
I'm gonna hook you
there
up
is no
with some
studio.
real music.
There's no
My
studio.
studio is in Hollywood. Oh my God.
No, there isn't one. Probably her playing.
Yeah, there is.
So nothing there. Please, Trinity is in
No,
chat.
there
Marsha,
isn't
please,
one. Probably
Marsha
her
P.
playing
Please
around
say
on
her
her
name.
computer and
Go
that's
follow
it.
her. Check out her music. She's
So
excellent.
nothing there. Please say her name.
You
Go
bring her
follow
up on the
check
panel.
out her
If
music.
she stays up on mute so that people can gift her
Is it?
because she deserves it.
Yeah, if Trinity
If
wants,
she stays up on
absolutely,
mute so that people can
definitely.
gift her
Feel free to.
because
And Trinity's.
she
I've
deserves
heard
it.
Trinity's album, and
Yeah,
number two, track number 2 is my
wants
favorite.
absolutely
So go listen. It's actually like
and
really, really fucking good.
Trinity's.
Oh,
I've heard Trinity's album, and number 2, track
I'm sorry,
number
I
2
just
is
found it
my
so-
Oh,
favorite.
you're banana. I'm
So go
sorry,
listen. It's
Marsha.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I just
think that
found
was
it
such a.
so.
Oh, you're
really?
banana. I'm
Well, if you really want to work with
sorry,
some real
Marsha.
musicians, like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
I heard
really?
that. I didn't
Well, if you really want to
The
work with
shade.
some real
The fucking
musicians,
Haley, did you not watch the videos when I sent them out? Come on. I'm gonna get my mom voice on.
So
Haley, did you not watch the videos when I sent them out? Come
Your
on.
gig when you do raps, it should be
I'm gonna get my mom voice on.
plastic. That's all you should be doing. But this rap career that you're dreaming of, fuck that. You're not gonna do it. I've been in the music business 40 years. You're just don't
Brand
know what
Flakes,
you should
I'm
be
very
doing,
happy with
man.
myself. Thanks.
But the Brand Flakes, you do not have what it takes. Brand
You know what I mean?
Flakes. See how that rhymes?
I'm very happy with Well, and not only that is, imagine coming up on a
Brand
panel and
Flakes,
telling somebody
you do
that
not
they're not
have
happy
what
with
it
themselves. It's kind of giving projection. Coming up on a panel and telling somebody that they're not happy with themselves. It's kind of giving projection there, buddy. You know.
How rap and you haven't been in the music industry for 40 years. We still have that American Idol section to do, which really no. American Idol section to do. All right, this one's 2.5 minutes. Really no. This is quite interesting as well, but I'm not gonna have to play the whole thing.
You might want to think that through about are we begging? Because what I just made is $4 whole. If you think I'm here for the money, I'm not. I am here, however, to help raise money for my procedure that I have to have done to see if my money tick. I'm not. I am here, however, to help raise money for my procedure that I have to have done to see. But I'm not here for the money.
I'm also trying to raise money for my procedure.
And then is still doing good after my stroke. I definitely need that procedure done. And it's going to cost me $2,200 out of pocket. Is still doing good. I am trying to help save up, and if y'all love me, definitely need that or whatever procedure. That would be great. It would help me out a lot. And it's going to cost. Yes, I would.
Would you go on Jubilee?
I would absolutely go on Jubilee. I was supposed to. Last year, my publicist actually got me a gig to debate Ben Shapiro.
Oh, that would be great. I hate Ben.
Actually got me a gig to debate Ben Shapiro.
To debate Ben Shapiro.
And that would be great.
Her publicist got her a gig to debate.
When you hear the word actually in a sentence, it's almost certainly going to be a lie. When you hear the word actually in a sentence, it's almost certainly going to be a lie.
You might want to think that through about are we begging? Because what I just made is $4 whole. If you think I'm think that through that, use Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. My username is ARAUTH2. I am going to be having a Medicare procedure coming up in July. I'm trying to save up for it. Use Cash App, PayPal, or not OBA. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You got me to one
That's so awesome.
You're awesome. I am going to be. And just so everybody knows what that is, that's like you got just me to one.
That's so awesome.
You're awesome. And just so everybody
is black music to stop calling, and she called it crap.
Mention
okay, it's music that belongs to black people, and her as a white woman called it music.
Okay, it's music that belongs to black
and also
people, and her as a white woman called it crap.
Right, and also this is just the beginning. We haven't even really cracked the surface of there's a lot more to come, guys.
Yeah, we're almost 2 hours in.
Also,
right, and also this
full
is
disclosure,
just the beginning. We haven't
a lot of
even
the
really
things that she
cracked
said
the
on my
surface.
live, I tuned right out. I've made several hats.
Full disclosure.
Necklaces, and I've painted several pictures. I tuned right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have been more attention. I feel horrible actually. And I definitely did.
I'm sorry. I should have been paying more attention. I feel
a lot. I also say sometimes we gotta let people just talk, and they're going to tell on themselves. So without you doing that kind of
I also say themselves. So without Irish said, you're doing that kind of like
it's under $4, just so everybody knows, because PAX gets part of it, TikTok gets half of it. So that's $4 right there. So when you guys see that $1, just so everybody knows,
takes what, 75%?
because PAX gets part of it, TikTok gets half of it. You know, I'm making so that's $4 right there since 10 o'clock, 10:30 tonight. So if you think we're doing this for the money, we're not.
I keep telling people, unless you're like unless you have like billions of followers and billions of people in your lives, you're not making a lot of money. And everyone thinks that we're just using this to pay our rent. No, this is like no, unless we get like a lot of support, we're not making enough money from this. No, this is not feasible.
Because in a lot of the real life conversations and seminars that I do when I'm doing public speaking, I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret. A lot of us public speakers will make anywhere from $400 for 20 minutes to up to $4,000 for 3 hours. Public speakers will make anywhere from $400 for 20 minutes
She doesn't do
to up to $4,000.
Doesn't do public.
Trinity has spoken.
I'm gonna correct you on that though. Is I did do a seminar. I did do a seminar. I did pay her. It was not $400. Actually, I did not pay her. On that though, is I did do a seminar. Canada. I did do a seminar. I did pay her. It was not $400. $255 Canada.
It was one which she went out and started saying on lives that she now does public speaking on panels with PhDs and doctors, saying on lives that she worked the hell out of that one for a little while. Public speaking on panels.
Just to be clear,
Work the hell out of that one for a little while.
There will be time for you to come up later and have a quick say. But right now, it's just going through these receipts with the people that were in the call-ins and stuff. Later and have a quick say.
That shit was funny. The person that requested their phone fell on their face.
That were in the call-ins and stuff too.
There's still a lot to go. More to come. This is why I wanted to do this early and make sure
there's still a lot to go over. So do this early and make sure we had time.
Here's a good one.
Happy
minute long on this one.
Me and Pax are on these lives for 6+ hours some nights, and you don't see me harping people for money. But I do have me and procedure coming up. It's a diagnostic procedure. It costs a lot of money. So, and you guys see me harping. If you do have Cash App and the ability, PayPal or Venmo, and have the ability, so it doesn't take much. It just takes a few of you to help me out. Because this is going to be, this is going to be a lot. The ability, because I am, a lot of you already know, I am disabled. Laura, holy shit, thank you so much. This is going to be a lot. So amazing. I love you. Thank you. I am,
Can we get a W Laura in the chat?
Yeah, and by the way, just so everybody knows, and Beans, I love you. Oh my god, look at that. I support other people. The other night we had somebody up here
in the chat.
No, you don't. You don't support other people.
I support other people.
I'm gonna wait, hang on. I do have to interject. We did hold a live, and it did benefit. Hang on. Somebody else have to. They got the money that they needed within a half an hour, and then back over to her. Did benefit. So I will say that.
Yeah, I'm
somebody else
that, like on a live inside a little bit to see other people.
So I will say that.
I mean, you can easily tell if she gives back by looking at her gifting badge and what level she is. Like, do you really give back? Like, please. I mean, you can easily tell if
this
she
is an
gives back
interesting
by
one.
looking
This
at her
one here
gifting badge and
is
what
a minute and
level she
23
is.
seconds long. Here's another interesting.
This is an
Almost
interesting
one.
one.
I'm not gonna
This
say everyone
one here
but some
is a minute and 23 seconds.
Alright, so we have 37 whole people here. Jesus Christ. We really need to get to 20k, guys. And we need to share this sucker out. like at least 20 more times, right? So we have 37 what would you have to have surgery on? Jesus Christ. We really need to get to 20, and right? Because of the stroke, I had 2 medical devices implanted in my heart because of a congenital heart defect. So I need what's called a transesophageal. No. Sorry, I don't want to get them mixed up. That is wrong. It's called a transthoracic echocardiogram. It's just a diagnostic to see how everything's going and if I need to have another small surgery. It's just a diagnostic. So they have to do this. See how I have an experimental device in my heart. I need to have just. They have to do this.
She has 2 devices in her heart.
I have an experimental device in my heart.
And one of those devices is an
top of the
experimental
stroke,
device.
she has to have this test done. And one of those devices.
Oh, she's fucking
is an
Frankenstein number 2.
experimental device.
Look, and here, I'm not one
Oh,
to sit
she's
there and tell
fucking
people that they're not,
Frankenstein number
they don't
2.
have all these conditions and stuff. But, there's a point where you gotta ask yourself, look, is this all adding up? All these conditions and stuff. But, there's a point where you gotta ask yourself,
where it's
is this all adding up?
And then I'm going to get a drink, and I'm going to open up for Atlantic to talk about a story she wants to talk about.
Behavior.
So that'll give me 2 minutes to wait.
And then I'm going to get a drink,
this,
and I'm gonna.
this clip here. It's a minute and a half.
So that'll give me
I'm
2
58.
minutes to wait.
Oh, good. You got 2 years on me. All right.
Let me play this.
Men were
guest.
doing that a couple of years ago. They would claim to be
You got 2
transgender,
years
and they would
on
go
me.
into women's bathrooms
Alright.
and sexually assault women.
So,
The pretending part is what men were doing that a couple of
asshole,
years
can you
ago.
stop
They
for a
would
minute? This is
clear.
our life, not your life. So shut the fuck up for a minute.
Part is
All right,
what
Granny,
gets to me.
with the fat fanny, just shut
Asshole,
up.
can you
So the
stop
reality
for a
is,
minute?
no, that
This is
fucking never
our
happened,
life, not
and
your
I have the
life.
receipts
So
to show
shut
you
the
that.
fuck up
Number
for a
2,
minute.
people.
So
Reality
just
is,
because the guest
no,
was
that
talking
fucking
about
never
it,
happened, and I have the receipts to
that.
show you that. Number 2, people.
That's wild. What?
She did that.
Yep.
That.
I got it.
I got it. I got all of them.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. I added a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I added a
Yeah.
whole bunch.
She names herself in her book, though. Just to be clear.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
names
like
herself
that
in
was
her book,
wild.
though.
A complete switch. Like instead of hey, let's have the conversation or stop this and just muting
just
them.
a
She goes on and
switch, like,
insults
hey,
you.
let's have the
on a guest.
conversation or stop.
I get they're
the guest and just
like they may
muting
be
them.
transphobic or
She
uneducated
goes on
around
and
it,
insults
or just
you.
like they're just new, and that's how she treats them.
Uneducated around
Amber, that's why
it.
you're hurting your platform, you're hurting the community.
Or just like they're just new.
Can you give me a couple of minutes?
That's how
Trinity's
she
gonna
treats.
Trinity's gonna come up on my in a phone call through
Can you
Discord,
give me a
and I'll put
couple
her
of
on my
minutes?
Trinity's
Can you
just give me a sec.
Trinity's gonna come up on my in a phone call.
Technology.
Yeah. All right. So that is the clips there. How long? No, it's a minute long.
Technology.
Yeah. Alright, so
A lot of the other clips are her just asking for money while denying that she asked for money.
A lot of the other clips are
And for the folks in the chat, yes, I understand that there are guests that do come up and speak poorly in the chat to us. I understand every day of the week. There are guests. I will say there
come up
is
us every day of the week.
too many instances where
I
it could have
will
been
say there
it could have been
is,
a conversation and a healthy conversation.
too many
without her
instances
screaming at somebody. She could
conversation
have just
drop them if they're rude. A healthy conversation and calling names. Without her, like I am well aware that we get a lot of calling names, gross comments.
And over this side of the world, Granny with the fat fanny means something else. I was like, that is wild. This side of the world,
yeah, that's
Granny
I
with
forgot
the
about that.
fat fanny means
Can
something
I talk about the
else. I was
gynecologist
like,
story
that is
now?
wild.
Oh yeah, that's that. Ooh, I forgot about
Gynecologist story now. Oh my
Do
god.
that. I'm gonna go get a drink.
Yeah.
Refill my drink. Everybody get snacks, get drinks. There's still a good section to go through.
My drink. Everybody get snacks,
the floor,
get drinks.
everybody else the floor.
There's still
That way
a
y'all
good
can
section to
talk
go
about
through.
The gynecologist thing. Else for
I'm gonna
minutes.
Hang on, I've got Trinity here.
About the
Say hi, Trin.
Hey,
Trinity. Hey, hi everybody.
Hola.
Hello?
Say hi,
Yep,
Trin.
I can hear
you.
Hey, Trinity.
They hear me?
Yep,
Hey,
there we go.
hi everybody.
You wanted to say something? Go for it.
Hello?
The mic is yours.
I just, I literally just wanted to say, and this is a message for everybody that
You
can hear my
wanted to
voice right
say
now,
something?
and
Go
you can
for
spread
it.
this message to
The
everybody
mic
else
is
that's on this
yours.
app. I am tired. Everybody that can hear my voice right now of being in all of these white tech creators drama. I'm tired of it. Respectfully, you know, I have love for everybody that I interact with. I love with my whole heart. I welcome in everybody with my entire heart. I have love. I am so tired of being in everybody's drama. If you know you are a bad person, please just stay the fuck away. I have been asking for this since I started on this goddamn app. If you are a terrible person, do not use me for any amount of clout because I don't have any. First off, do not use me to be your token black friend. I can't stand that shit. Do not drop N-words around this app and then try to come hide in my panel like I have a black friend. This shit is dumb as fuck. Do not drop I am so tired around this app of being this person for you guys. So if you guys are terrible people, unfollow me, unsubscribe me, stay the fuck away from me. 110%. People unfollow and if I have ever done something to make you guys feel like I'm a bad person, talk to me about it instead of listening to these goddamn rumors spreading around this motherfucking app. Talk to me about it. If you're tired of me asking for money, I only ask for money when I need it. I do not use people. I'm not out here trying to make an ass out of people. I'm here trying to spread my message, which is that trans people are valid, black people are amazing, I'm not out here and that we all need to come together within this LGBTQ community or else we're gonna fall apart. Stop using my blackness for your benefit. LGBTQ community I fucking hate it. And that's all I have to say. Using my blackness for your and that's all I have to say.
Did you hear that, Trin?
No, what happened?
Haley said, well said.
Thank you. No, what happened?
I don't think she can hear
Thanks,
you.
Isabel.
I don't think she can hear you. Haley said, well said. Do you want me to hang up now, Trin, and I'll and you can go back and listen to the feedback?
Yes, please.
Do you want me to?
Everybody's
hang up
saying
now,
W Trin.
And I'll and you can go back and listen to the feedback.
Yes, please.
All right, Trinity's back in the comments, I think. Oh, all right, Trinity's back in the comments. Yeah, I think. I have no
Well,
words.
that was well said,
Wonderful.
Trinity. We should all respect Trinity's wishes.
Yeah, I have no words.
That was well said, Trinity.
Now, Atlantic, while Echo's gone, you wanted to talk about the gynecology story.
Oh my god.
Gynecology
Do
story.
we have that clip of it or no?
No, I don't have the clip.
Well, pretty much she said that she went to a gynecologist and the gynecologist couldn't tell
I don't have the
that she
clip.
was a post-op trans woman. Well, pretty much it was so perfect and all this crap until the gynecologist went up her, vajiji and so she didn't have the survey. And that's when she knew that, like, oh, whatever. And then that right there made me kind of question the truth of that story, or she even have gotten bottom surgery at all, because of two things. And then number one, when you get bottom surgery, you usually go back to the doctor who performed it for like checkups or whatever. When you get bottom surgery, you go to a urologist or gynecologist that specializes in trans health. For that specifically, right? Like some random gynecologist is not going to be trained for that kind of stuff like that. Now here's the thing. Either the gynecologist knew her already, which then says that she was lying about the fucking story, or if it wasn't a gynecologist, they would have known before she even saw the doctor, because when you see a new doctor, they have you fill out a big-ass fucking form of all your medical history, right? Like everything, medical treatments that you've done, any surgeries, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's a lie. That story that you just said is 100% fucking bullshit. And that kind of led me to question, like, did she really have bottom surgery? That story that you just
Yeah,
said
because
is...
I think I would imagine going to a gynecologist before they even get down and start inspecting internally. They would probably ask some questions like, why did you come to see me today? What is this about? They would do all of that before they start getting the tools out and start digging down below and seeing what's going on. So,
Right. But not just that, but like I said before, when you see a new doctor, they always have you fill out a big ass fucking form. But not just that, but with all your medical history. You have to check everything that you've got, whatever going on. If you're even a smoker and all this crap, if you drink, everything. You have to check everything. And I'm like, you're telling me that this gynecologist that you supposedly smoker and all this crap, that had no idea that you were a trans woman, didn't know, that had no idea. They skip all that because you're special or something?
Yeah.
Or you just made that shit up. Like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It was, the whole thing was a lie, and then that kind of made me think, like, maybe she didn't really have bottom surgery either. It's bullshit. But that's pretty much it. It's like, even down to little shit like that, this woman is lying. Like, we stupid. Like, we're gonna just, like, but that's pretty much it. It's like, even down to little shit like that.
Like, just to point this out, for any trans woman out there, you do not need to lie about having bottom surgery. Being pre-op is fine. There's no shame in that. Any trans woman being post-op doesn't put you on a higher pedestal and doesn't make you more trans. No shame. It doesn't make you more of a woman than someone else. So don't think that you have to lie about having put you on a higher pedestal. I'm not saying she did, but you know, if she did, you have to lie about having.
It doesn't make you any less
bottom surgery. I'm not saying she did, but
less valid.
I want to say something. I've had a few messages from people about how they feel a little bit silly having panelled Amber and whatever else. I'm going to repeat this. I don't doubt
a little bit
that Amber
silly
is a smart
having
person
panelled
and that she has read all the studies she has read.
Amber and
She
whatever
knows
else.
science. She knows the studies that she has read.
He has read all the
Right? I
studies she
would
has
always say
read.
to Amber, you don't need to
She
embellish
knows science.
in order for people
She
to know that
knows
you
the
understand all
studies
of
that she
this.
has read.
The appeals to I have studied
Right.
for this
And
long and I
people
know
to
this
know
and
that you
there's a PhD
understand all
below
of
me
this.
or I have
The
always studied this or
appeals
even having
to I have
an
studied
operation.
for this long
They are simple
and I
appeals
know
to
this
authority
and this, or
that
even
she thought they would
having
boost her
an
credibility.
operation.
She didn't need any of that.
They are simple
Nobody needs to
appeals
feel
to
upset
authority
about having panelled her.
that
The
she
information
thought
that
they
she
would
talked about
feel
without all the insults and
upset
without all the embellishments and the
about
lies,
having
that
panelled
was all
her.
correct.
The information
It has
that
been validated
she
many times.
talked about
The problem is
without all
that she
the
felt she had
insults
to
and
exaggerate
it has
and
been
lie
validated
and
many
embellish
times.
in order for people to
The
believe
problem
her.
is
Nobody
that
has
she
to do
felt
that. Everybody
she
has
had
the
to
ability to learn all of
exaggerate
this
and
information
lie
because it's readily
and
available.
that
It is
everybody has
academic
the
papers.
ability
You can take your
to
time
learn
studying
all
them.
of
You
this
can learn all of this.
information
This
because
is all
it's
things that
readily
anybody can learn.
available. It is
right?
academic
So
papers.
I don't want anybody
all
to feel like
things
they
that
are,
anybody
you know,
can learn.
like they are silly or that they feel stupid
Right.
or
So
that they feel betrayed.
I don't
I
want
understand that we
anybody to
didn't
feel
speak
like
up
they are
because we
you know,
were trying to manage it
that they
in-house
feel
because she is
betrayed.
somebody that
I
is quite
understand that
knowledgeable
we
and was a
didn't
good
speak
advocate.
up
I understand that, and that's on
because
us.
we were trying
But
to manage
this
it
does not fall on
in-house
you.
because she
Not
I
at all.
understand that and that's on us. But this does not fall on you.
That being said, Echo, what's our next
Not
slide?
at all.
Alright, so
Yeah.
everybody got
That
drinks
being
and popcorn.
said,
The next
Echo,
part we're
what's
gonna
our
roll
next
into
slide?
is her production music history
So,
and the American Idol stuff, or
is her production music history
I
and
got
the
two
American
screenshots to show.
Idol
I'm going to read
stuff.
off some information here, and then what
I
we
got
go into.
two screenshots to show. I'm going to read off some
We'll give
information
context
here, and then what will give context.
Let me go back here. All right, so this is from a interview podcast that she did.
All right, so this is from a interview podcast that she did.
And the movie.
With several
Goodfellas,
cast members
the
of
producer and
HBO,
co-operated
The Soprano
numerous
and the
mainstream music
movie,
recording artists as a national and regional
Goodfellas
TV
in the
and radio
capacity
voiceover
of
artist,
mainstream
stage
music
management
recording
and live
artists as
concert
a
introductions
national
in New
and
York, Los
regional
Angeles, and
TV
Nashville.
and radio
Which of these projects
voiceover
did you like
artists.
the most?
Stage
So this is
management
also
for
where
Nashville.
she exaggerates
Which
and
of
lies
these
to people.
projects did you like the most?
Goes on these shows.
So this
and they
is
don't
also
fully research
where
her, so they take her
she's
for
on
her
these
word,
shows, and they don't fully
Amber, when I was in
research
the role of
her,
producer,
so
it was for a
they
multi-state
take her
music
for
competition
her
meant to
word.
send the winners to the
Sir,
televised
it was
show
for a
in Hollywood.
multi-state music
That was the show I
competition
produced
meant
with
to
the guy
send
from
the
Goodfellas and The
winners
Sopranos.
to the
It was a
televised
last-minute
show
call,
in
and they had a lot of fun
Hollywood.
producing the show, set in
and
a gorgeous
Sopranos.
hotel in the Catskills Mountain.
It was a
called the
last
Villa
minute
Roma.
call, and they had a lot of
Remember
fun
that
producing the
that's gonna
show
come in
set in a gorgeous
But
I remember the
hotel.
Catskills.
And remember the Catskills.
Remember
this is
that
crucial.
name. That's gonna come in
But
play.
what I would call my most fond memory
I
of my
remember the
introduction to the music
Catskills.
business
And remember the
it
Catskills.
was a chance
This
encounter.
fun memory
I was the
was
first
my
to arrive. I was the
introduction
first to
to
arrive
the music
at a
business
songwriting
in
convention.
New York City.
Um,
It was a chance encounter, really. It was.
I
the
stood outside the
function.
ballroom that was being redid for over 1,000 song writers.
Here.
A security
I
guard let me
stood
in early, and I
outside the
immediately made my
ballroom
way
that
to
was
the front row
being
seat. I was told to feel
A
free and
security
grab
guard
something
let
from the
me in
breakfast
early,
table
and I
back of the room as
immediately
others
made
began
my
to
way
arrive.
to the front row
An older
seat.
woman approached me as I was trying to decide which bagel to choose. She said, "Possible choice, isn't it?"
An older woman approached me as I was.
It started as a casual conversation, but I can feel there's more to come.
Part 2.
Amber says this conversation about bagels,
It started as
where
a
I grew
casual
up, continued for about
conversation,
25 minutes.
this
where she told me,
conversation
I'll tell
about
you
bagels,
what, give me one of your music
where I
videos,
grew up,
and I promise
continued
whether
for
I
about
like it or not, I'll
25
call
minutes,
you on Monday,
when she
okay?
told me, I'll
Really?
whether I like it or
Really?
not, I will call you
Anyway,
on Monday.
I had no idea who this
okay?
person was, and nearly told
Really?
her, no thank you. But I
Really?
proceeded to give her one
Was
of my 4
and
music
nearly
videos.
told her
At that very
no
moment, someone
thank
came up behind her and said, Miss Rucker,
But I
5
proceeded
minutes
to
before
give
your
her
keynote,
one
we have to get you
of
ready.
my 4 music.
Now I
Miss
was
Rucker,
intrigued. Who was
5
this? And
minutes
I was,
for your
who was this? I was
keynote,
just
we
speaking.
have to get you ready.
She then wished me well and offered
Now
me
I
lunch.
was
I
intrigued.
took my seat, and the guy sitting next to me asked,
She then
"How in the
wished
world
me
did you get
well
Ian
and
Rucker
off
to
we
take your music
went.
ticket?" I took my seat, and the guy sitting next to me asked, "Wow, you're the luckiest person." I told him she asked me for it. And that was when the lights went up and a man walked out onto the stage and announced a woman in a living legend. The lights went up and the man walked out onto the stage and announced she currently serves in a living legend boards of governors and the Songwriters Guild of America. She's co-founder of the Jazz Foundation of America. She has worked with Barbra Streisand, Aretha Franklin, Quincy Jones, and countless others. Please welcome Ann Ruckert. My ordinary bagel conversation will become my introduction to the music business. Please welcome Ann Ruckert. My ordinary bagel.
Basically, what probably happened is, Ann Ruckert maybe said hi to her, and they exchanged a couple of words, and now it's part of Amber's persona.
I just think that she saw her and then came up with that fucking story.
And
I don't even think she spoke to her.
Part of Amber's persona.
And if this is
I just think that
people in the industry that you're trying to get into, and if going to these events, is they're typically people in the industry that you're trying. You're probably doing some research ahead of time, especially if you're trying to get into the jazz industry. You're gonna look into people involved in that. Probably doing jazz industry. Probably see a picture of Miss Rucker. Look into people involved in that. So. And remember we talked about that little place called Villa Roma's. So, all right, Villa Roma's is an interesting. Remember we talked about that little place called Villa Roma's. Villa Roma's has a YouTube channel. Pre-recorded events from the Villa Roma's has Sullivan County, Catskills, 2 hours outside of New York City. The channel is ran by Doc Holliday and Bobby Blackjack. 2 hours outside of New York City. 26 videos. The channel is ran by Doc Holliday and Bobby. Their videos were posted, you can see by the background, it's kind of mediocre at best. The design lacks a lot. They do some local events and everything like that. At best, the design lacks a lot. Let me slide this. They do some local events and everything like that. Villa Roma Resort, Hotel Resort, your Four Seasons gives away year-round resort in the heart of the Sullivan Catskills. Villa Roma Resort, beautiful place. Hotel Resort, your Four Seasons gives. Doc Holliday, Director of Entertainment and Performing at Villa Roma Resorts and Conference Centers. This is where performing at Villa Roma Resorts done like the country stuff, backwoods stuff, her big movie. This is where she claims they used to host TV shows. They still do. TV shows. Villa Roma's Got Talent. Not America's Got Talent, but Villa Roma's. They used to host TV shows. They still do. Older, any type of talent, starting June 24th every Tuesday for 10 weeks. It's going public. If you're in the Catskills area and you want to go ahead and do that, then you feel free to go ahead and do that. If you're in the Catskills area and you want to go ahead and do that, please feel free to go ahead and do that. Incredible talent. So there is some stuff there. In New York City, Brian Callout. April 2012. Okay. Host of the weekly show, Doc Holliday's Villa Roma's Got Talent. Okay. Host of the weekly. It's been going on for a long time. Doc Holliday hosts it. I believe Amber had a part in organizing some of the stuff. It's been going on for a long time. Age may have been like a contact in organizing some of the stuff, but not producing.
She may have been like a contact person.
They did this thing on Regional Idol, and the actor that she is talking about, Amber talks about that.
They did this thing.
What was this movie? Tony Darrow is an actor and former lounge singer. Was not an American Idol contestant.
Was this man?
He was a popular lounge
Tony
singer
Darrow
in the Catskills and Poconos area in the 1970s and early 1980s.
He was a popular lounge singer in the Catskills and Poconos area in the 1970s.
And on TV,
He's known for his roles in films like Goodfellas,
American Idol is singing competition, and there's no
TV,
indication they ever participated in it.
And there's no.
So Villa Roma's Got Talent is a regional type talent show thing that they run out of there. It's a publicity stunt that the business does to say, hey, we have a stage, we have a platform, come show some talent.
It's a publicity stunt that the business does.
That's really what they do.
Talent. And
again, this is him.
People come here.
Anybody doesn't know, Catskills area
that's really
does
what
have
they
like a
do.
lot of history content around music.
But it doesn't
yeah,
know.
Rika exactly. It's basically
Catskills
like
area
Mike,
does
like
have like
things
a
like
lot
that.
of history content around music.
This was
Yeah,
one of the contestants.
like that.
The winner of the contest very well might get a record deal this time next year. Said the competition's
This was one of the contestants.
Washington.
The winner said the
Catskills
competition's
Tony Darrow. You may know him as Larry Boy
Washington.
on HBO's The Sopranos.
Tony Nair, Larry Boy on HBO's The Sopranos.
Jokes between performances. So, our dear old Amber
Jokes
would have been
between
co-producing the competitions. Again,
So,
what that looks like.
Our dear old Amber. Again,
the head
what
person
that
was that other guy we're
looks
talking
like
about, so
could vary. The head person.
So she probably
was that
organized the
other guy we were
lineups.
talking
yeah, yeah, that's the take on it.
Well-
She very well did.
And that's what she
So
got
she
the soprano
probably
bullshit from.
organized the lineup.
If you have a look at her
Yeah.
LinkedIn and have a look
Yeah.
at the company that she claims to work for right now, it is a company that provides audio visual and have a look services for conferences and stuff. So they set up the video, the slides or whatever, and get the microphones working.
Services
That would have
for
been right up her alley.
conferences and stuff. So they
You know,
set up the
that kind of stuff would
video,
have been right up her alley.
the slides or whatever. And,
It's a small thing. It's certainly not American Idol or
that kind of stuff would have been
American
right
Got
up her
Talent or
alley.
whatever. But it's a small local production.
It's a
Why not?
small thing. It's
So
certainly
when she
not
talks
a.
about she's working
It's a
with,
small local production.
HBO,
Why not?
She's worked with HBO and all these news. Big
So when she
organizations
talks
in the
about
industry,
she's worked with
this is her industry work. Because
big
she
organizations and in the
a
industry,
local thing at a local restaurant
is
that
her
was just popular
industry
for people to show
work.
talent.
local thing at a
Big
local
HBO
restaurant
people,
that
The
was
Sopranos.
just popular for people to show
No.
talent.
Just no.
Can we address
No.
the Miss America pageant things?
Just no.
I think that a lot of the most recent claims have been that
Can we address
Trump has had
the
affairs with trans
the most
people and that
recent
she has
claims
witnessed
have
this
been that
during her time in Miss America pageants.
Trump
I have no evidence that Amber
has
ever worked in,
witnessed
in Miss
this
America pageants.
during her time in
If she
Miss
did,
America
it would have been in the
pageants.
capacity of audiovisual again,
I
because
have
there,
no
she has
evidence
no
that Amber ever worked
skill in anything
America-
else.
the capacity of audiovisual.
We
again,
clarified with
because
Irish that she had never
she
met
has no
famous people before.
skill in
There is
anything
absolutely no
else. She
evidence
had never met
to support her claims
famous people
about
before.
who Donald Trump has ever had interactions with or not. And I would strongly suggest that people not say things like that online because of the socio-political climate in the US. I did suggest this to Amber a couple of days ago online because I don't doubt for a second that if Donald Trump does find out that a trans person is spreading this kind of stuff online, they probably will end up in El Salvador. For a second, not treated as a trans woman who is a woman, but treated as a man
will end up in
men's prisons.
Be careful. We got a flag earlier, so not too much on that. I just want to make sure.
In men's prisons.
Be careful.
But yeah,
be
super cautious about what you say. They are watching.
I just want to be super cautious about what you say. They are.
This is on one of the people that did the event. Last name Miller. Miller's aspiration went
one of the
to always learn more and retire. So in 2005, she auditioned. Along with 800 other hopefuls for the local spin-off of Fox's American Idol, named Catskills American Idol, produced by HBO's Tony Darrow and Washington.
American Idol.
Named after being named one of the winners of the show, Washington quickly took Miller into their production company to further develop
after being named one of the winners
of very special in
production company
from the moment I first heard her sing. So as her producer, I knew I had to get her exposed to a great deal of challenges early on. Those challenges
I had to get her exposed to a great deal of new challenges.
There really was no
challenges and type of experiences are so essential.
This
was no
that anybody could find.
Production
Tony Darrow has local ties to the Catskills area. And
Tony Darrow has
series
local
Catskills
ties
American Idol that was hosted in this restaurant or hotel or whatever it is.
And they had the series run or hotel or whatever it is.
Can I just I just read one of the many DMs that I'm getting. Ruby, you will be validated
Can I
to
just,
learn that
I just read
another
one of
trans
the
woman in
many
particular
DMs
has
that I'm getting,
actually corrected Amber on the procedure that you brought up before.
You will
Yeah, who was it?
actually corrected Amber.
I
on
need
the
to check if it's okay to say her
procedure
name.
that
Hang
you
on a
brought
minute.
up before.
Okay. Yeah, who was it?
I'm gonna drop down because I have some stuff to do, but I will come back when I've finished doing that stuff. So I'll still try and listen in as much as I can.
Drop down because I have some stuff to do.
I'll come
but
back
I
after.
will and listen. as
Ruby,
much
it was
as I
Allison.
can, but
Is Addison here? Addison Sophia?
Yeah,
come
she's
back
listening.
after.
Does she want to come up now that Haley left?
Sophia?
Ali, do you want to come up?
Yeah, she's listening.
Yep, she's sending a request.
Does she want to come up now that Haley left?
Okay.
Allie, do you want to come up? Yep.
I know that shit was nonsense. I'm like, yeah, right.
Okay.
That's not. She's not requesting.
Okay, hang on.
I do see a
That's
guest
not-
request. Let me check.
She's not requesting.
Oh no, she's just listening. Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she did say that she has corrected Amber on that procedure,
just listening.
having had one just recently herself.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she did say that she has
So,
corrected Amber on that
is
procedure.
kind of her
All right.
showbiz background history. She has no direct ties,
So,
except
that
this
is
local event that she
kind of
co-produced.
her
She very much just like
except
coordinate
this
the talent,
local
going
event that
up
she
to, like,
co-produced,
booking
and I
talent and things
believe
like that.
she very much going
Nothing
up,
beyond that. No, because
booking
face it,
talent
nobody
and
knows
things like
now.
that.
we talk about the lies Amber has shared.
Nothing beyond
and
that,
all the history she shared in her background story. If she did all these things, where she was
all the history she shared in her background story,
on Fox News, NBC News, CBS,
and
she wrote a great book. She composed music. She was a
Fox
savant.
News, NBC News,
She wouldn't be on TikTok
CBS.
asking for money to cover $2,000 procedure. $1,000 procedure.
She wouldn't be on
That's
TikTok
diagnostic.
asking for money to cover.
I don't think she would be on TikTok, period. Because
No.
what
or
person like that you know be on TikTok debating a bunch of fucking people like all the time? You hardly never see that. Person like that you know.
So I got some screenshots from
Hardly
Twitter.
never
I think
see
we're
that.
almost ready to wrap it up. This
so
was
I got
a
some
screenshot. My story was
screenshots
picked up by
from
Fox,
her
NBC,
Twitter.
CBS
This
networks in several
was
cities
a
across the US.
screenshot.
Here's
My
one of
story
them
was
via
picked up by
CBS in
Fox,
Reno.
NBC,
That story
CBS
does not exist.
networks in several
It
cities.
is a unalived link.
That story
This was a
does
lie as
not exist. It is a unalived
Hiding
link.
for Myself, officially number
This
2
was a
bestseller
lie.
on Kindle, Amazon, and ebook.
Hiding for Myself,
because when you
officially
sell a
number
book for
2
$1,
bestseller on Kindle,
you're going to get
Amazon,
number
and
2 for
sell
like
a
that day or
book
something.
for $1.
Perhaps on a good day when people are
You're
buying a lot of
going to
books.
get number
And your
2
average
for
like
like
maybe
that day or
Or she may
something.
have went on there like, okay, $1 and buy 50
Perhaps,
copies or so.
like you may be advertising. Or
How many
you may
books
have
does she
went on
actually
there
sell?
Like,
I
okay,
was trying to find
$1
a way
and
to
buy
track the
50
book sales
copies
or
or so.
download
We don't know.
for Amazon,
A
Barnes
way
and Nobles
to
and all that, but I
track the
couldn't
book
find
sales
anything.
or
Amber, I know
download
you're listening.
for
If you would like,
Amazon,
please release the statistics and
Barnes and
screenshots
Nobles.
from your book sales.
If you would like, please release the statistics and screenshots from your.
This is
Even
the
if
funny
she did,
part.
that could be fucking photoshopped.
This is the funny part.
Oh,
Look at the time, January 31st.
this is
Even
the
if she
funny
did, that
part.
could be
I'm
fucking
less than 30 books away
photoshopped.
from having my book become
This
the
is
number one
the funny
bestseller.
part.
Hiding for Myself
21.
available on Amazon.
I'm
ebooks
less
and
than
Kindle
30
version,
books
only
away
$1
from having my
for the
book
next 8
become the
hours.
number one bestseller.
Then the next day
version,
she says it's
only
officially the number
$1
2
the next 8
bestseller.
hours.
The very next day.
Then the next
So when
day,
you fudge the numbers and play with like
the very next
usually discounting
day,
your book down to the lowest
so
value
you
possible
fudge the
because it's
numbers and
you're going to sell
down to
copies
the lowest
of a dollar
value
bin author.
possible
You're not a
because it's
best-selling
trash.
author. You're a dollar bin
You're
author
going
at
to
best.
sell copies. It's an
Wait, it's actually 2 days
You're a
later.
dollar
This is 31st and then
bin
the 2nd of
author
January.
best.
Wait, go back down again a little bit. Wait, it's actually 2 days later.
Not 1, 2.
Down again a little bit.
2 days.
Ay, Dios mío, the grandiosity.
Yep.
Ay, Dios mío, the grandiosity.
Allison says use Nelson book scan to get the stats.
Nelson book scan the stats. Can someone do that?
Allison says use Nelson book scan
I'm on
to
it.
get the
Nelson
stats.
book scan.
Nelson books get the stats.
Nelson book
Podcast interview I
scan.
did with one of the best hosts I've had ever had the pleasure of speaking with. She did do some podcast interviews.
Speaking with.
It literally is, hey, I'm a
did
trans
do
person,
some
let me come on and
podcast
talk
interviews.
to you. And they're going to be like, yeah, sure, I have a slot available.
me
It
come
fills
on and
content
talk
for them.
to you,
You're not making
and
money.
they're going to be like, yeah, sure, I have a slot available. It fills content for them. going on people's panels and talking.
This was interesting. A brilliant
yourself.
piece of art from a friend of mine. She retweeted this art piece and then said it's a friend of mine. This artist does not. She literally follows a limited number of people. Amber is not one of them. This is not a friend of hers. This is false again. One of them. Spreading lies and stretching.
This is not a friend of yours, Amber. This is false again. You are spreading.
Kindle version is crazily priced at just $5.89 on Amazon. Well supplied.
Crazily
priced
at just
for my
$5.90.
Again, just someone has gone on and done a conversation with.
Again, just someone Amber has gone on and done
podcasts in 4 different countries in the next 7 days. Wowzers. So this is where Amber claims to visited multiple countries, 37 countries.
So this is where Amber
she's been all over the world.
Claims to
visited
multiple
where she goes on and talks about herself to people.
She's been all over the world.
Consuming adult beverages and gardening
she
in the
does
background.
podcasts
Not even
where
paying
she
her
goes on and
please.
talks about
You can go look
and
them all up.
gardening in the background and not even paying her attention. Please, you can go look.
And that shit only has 1 like and 1 comment.
Yeah, 1 comment.
Okay, I can't get this information because I'm at a company and I need to create a whole profile for it.
Oh,
yeah, 1 comment.
Okay. Whole profile for it. It's asking me for an entire company. Allison, if you can help, if you've got a yeah, okay. Allison, if you can help, if you've got a okay, all right, I'll keep looking. Hang on. Yeah, okay.
Allison's awesome.
Here is a message as well. What is
That's
that?
message
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. What is this?
Yeah, to the person that just sent me that link, it is the same thing I've been seeing. It's kind of like Amber will copy.
Yeah, to the person that just sent me. It's kind of like Amber will
podcast with and have
copy and paste a script.
Give Allison about 2 minutes.
Okay, perfect. So this was a message sent as well. I was banned
Give
by
Allison
the bigots.
about 2 minutes.
Lost live access.
Okay,
I only made
perfect.
15% of my cash out.
Banned by the bigots.
Do you think you could put in a word
lost
for me
live
saying
access.
can I go
Only
live
made
with our
15% of
subscribers
cash
now,
app.
and maybe I can reach that $85.
Do you think you
left
could
in my goal.
put in
Thank you,
subscribers?
January 11th,
No, and
2024.
maybe I can reach
Amber
that
often got
$85
banned
left in
because
my
of how
goal.
she spoke
Thank
to
you,
people.
January 11th.
It wasn't really
Often got banned
People were just
because
annoyed
of
with her.
how she spoke to people.
Katie, I'm good with zip
It wasn't
files, but
really big yet.
that's a little bit.
Katie, I'm good
1
with
second.
zip files, but second here, Katie. I got that.
No, I got it, Katie. Oh, it's HTML. Okay.
No, I got it, Katie. Oh, it's HTML. Okay.
That has Katie screenshot it and then send it to me. That's the easiest way. Because I see what you're sending, but it doesn't show up good online.
Because I see what you're sending, but it doesn't show up good online.
So
Echo, I just sent you an ad for that Amber has put up on matchmaker.fm, which is a place where you can advertise to be a guest in a podcast. Which is I just sent you the link. It's in the advertise that we have going on. A guest in a podcast.
I don't see it there.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, I sent it to the wrong one. Oh, God.
You guys sent it to our chat that I'm not part of.
I'm so sorry. That's the old one we had.
Why don't we have echo on that?
Oh, okay. That's the one that was sent to me.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's the old one we had.
That's the one.
Yeah, so this is where Amber finds her podcasts.
Gotcha. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Matchmaker.fm. You can upload.
Yeah, so
all
this
your information.
Matchmaker.fm.
She has
You can
the
upload
typical heading we know of, where she
all
claims
your
to be
information.
featured on all these stations. The Journey
Typical
Unscripted
heading we
podcast,
know of, where she claims
early
to be
life, career,
featured on
personal life, and discovering more.
early life, career.
So yeah, this
personal
is
life,
where you go to find
discovering
podcasts.
more. This is where you go to find podcasts.
Katie, even if you screenshot it from your computer, I can still take those. Sure, X is one.
Katie, even if you screenshot it from your
so yeah,
computer,
that's basically what she did was post on here and was like, hey, here's my story, and they get you out the
what
podcast.
she did was post on here and was like, hey, here's my story, and they get you out the podcast so people connect.
That's the other claim that she's been making recently, that her book went on tour to 13 countries. That is categorically untrue. Went on tour. That is not true. Her book did not go on a 13-country world trip. She did not go on a trip around the world with her book. That is not true. World trip. She did not go on a trip around the world with her book. That is
She thinks
not
she down
true.
their way or some shit. Did we get the numbers in the book sales? She thinks she down their way or some shit.
Sorry, I've got so many people going.
No, you're good. Mine are going
Every-
as well, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
Me too.
Sorry, I've got so many people
So
going.
that's a lot
No,
of
you're
what
good.
we
Mine
have
are-
on Amber. So remember I said like everything kind of branches
That's
off.
a lot
Lie on
of
top of
what
lie.
we
When I
have
tell
on
everyone,
Amber,
trying to research all this to
lie on
get
top
a
of lie
factual
when I
story has
tell
been a
everyone,
nightmare. Because of the
trying
lies that
to
she would tell,
research
we were
all
able to
this
piece
to
together
get
a lot of stuff.
the
Her history
lies that
starts
she would
with that
tell,
Villa Roma's
but we were
place,
able to piece
and I have
together
her location
a
history,
lot of
template and
stuff.
everything.
Her history, star, all her location
She
history,
just
where she
like
lived and everything.
keeps telling lies and making them worse, and takes a story and makes it to a bigger thing than what it is. And that's how she
works
lives.
and takes a story and makes it to a bigger thing than
Yep.
what it is.
Just crazy, just the wild
That's
stuff
how
that
she
believes.
lives. Just crazy. Just wild.
There
stuff
was
please.
stuff from the Snark page where people were calling out stuff. Let's see.
Stuff
Oh,
from
I
the
cannot.
Snark page.
All right, the
where
stalking.
people were
If you're talking about Z-Train, we tried to address a little bit of that before when Z-Train was here.
All right, the stalking.
I don't know that
If
any
you're
of that
talking
happened.
about Z-Train.
When Amber quotes
We tried to
the
address a
FBI and
little
the
bit of
authorities
that
and all that
before
stuff,
when Z-Train.
I have no
When
evidence
Amber quotes
at all
the FBI
to validate
and
any
the
of that.
authorities and all that
I
stuff.
don't think that the FBI was ever involved.
I have
And this
no
is something that we
evidence.
addressed with Arish a while ago.
I don't think that the
I don't know
FBI
that there
was
has ever even been a
involved.
police report
And
against
this is something that we
the
address
people that
with
stalk
our,
you.
but there has
The stalker,
ever
sorry.
even been a
So I
police
don't know.
report
I don't know.
against,
I will assume that it is not true.
the people that stalk you.
She also lied about having
The
a
stalker,
$4,000
sorry,
security
it is
system in
not
her
true.
house. Some shit like that. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
She also lied about having
I've seen
a
her house.
$4,000 security
Just to be
system
clear,
in her
anybody that
house. Some
knows,
shit
like,
like that. I'm
when I
like,
do my
what?
research, I've seen her house. There's no immaculate,
Just to be
huge
clear,
security
anybody that
system.
knows, like, I do my research, I've seen
$4,000 isn't going to get you an immaculate, huge security system anyhow. Let's be for real.
She probably threw up some cameras, okay?
$4,000 isn't going to get you an immaculate.
Threw up some cameras.
But this
Yeah, I got cameras on.
This was another one that was interesting. There was a claim that she was almost completely deaf.
That was interesting. There was a claim that she was almost completely deaf in one ear,
She
and
bought a lot of Ring cameras.
wouldn't it be possible?
This was what we were talking about earlier. She worked with Trump for 7 years. Did not.
This was what we were talking about earlier. She worked with Trump for 7
There was
years.
one connection to something. But it is a reach.
There
at
was
best.
one connection to some.
So if we remember that Wave Production,
where was that?
That Wave Production company that we talked about earlier.
So if we remember
this
that
is something they posted back in
2018
earlier. When the president's advisor of
this was something they posted back in president's advisor.
But I don't believe this is the Wave Production that was in her name, because none of the information really syncs up except for the name of the company.
Her name, because none of the information
this company's
syncs
LLC,
up except for the name of the company.
If this is you and this is your claim to show the LLC, I don't have you blocked on Discord. You can send it to me.
If this is you and this is
anyway,
your
so it's not like your
claim,
document.
send it to me. I have your information anyway, so it's not like you're doxing yourself to me.
It's been lies after lies with her.
Okay, I've got something from Allison. So it says
It's
here
been
that
lies after lies.
she sent me a screenshot. So I will forward to you.
It says here that
And she says
she sent me a screenshot.
the
that I
comment
will
in this
forward
says,
to
see the
you.
lines. I got that through my Amazon Creator Portal and associated dashboard. That's from the comment from date.
Says,
Total
see the
sales are
lines,
estimated
dashboard.
less than $200
From the
based on metrics provided
date.
to associated
Total
dashboard
sales are
when
estimated
linking product and such.
less than $200 when linking product and such.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Less than $200 in book sales is estimated.
Less than $200 in book sales.
That's what I mean, like when you
Is
drive
estimated.
numbers to like a dollar book and you're trying to drive the volume so you can say you have a number one bestseller book. You don't have a number one bestseller book. You have a dollar bin book.
Drive the volume so you can say you have no. You
She just sent again. So if a creator partners on Amazon, they can pick products and the dashboard will provide estimates on sales ranking. So if the publisher that Amber self-published her book through will provide partners with Amazon, they can pick the products and the dashboard will provide estimates on sales. So if the publisher that Amber pick the products and the dashboard will provide estimates on the sales ranking. So yeah, it was definitely not a top anything.
No. Dollar store bin book.
So yeah, it was definitely not a top anything.
No.
Right? I think that's an achievement, and I kept saying that to her. Like, just be yourself. You don't need to embellish. Right? I think that's to embellish.
Just you can. It's okay to say you read studies, read the information.
Be yourself.
We don't have to say we studied it and we're SME. You're not a SME.
We don't have to say we studied it and we're SME. You're not a SME.
And Amber's one of the worst.
Talk. It's ridiculous.
There is a conversation.
And Amber's
Katie.
one of the worst.
I'm gonna go ahead and go through that as
Katie.
Before you do that, I am going to drop. I gotta go to bed. So good night, everyone. See y'all around. I'm going to drop.
Buenas noches.
So good night, everyone. See y'all around.
Oh jeez. My computer is going off left and right.
Oh jeez. My computer is going off left and right.
Katie, do you want to come talk about the situation? I think at this point, it's good to probably let up like one or two people.
Katie, do you want to come talk? Probably let up like one or two people to kind of go over any additional
random people
stuff,
that I don't know
interactions
that
they
unless I
had.
know like there's contact with her.
Random people that I don't know that unless I know like there's
Hello.
contact with her.
Give me a quick second.
Alright.
Hello.
Yep.
Give me a quick second. Okay, so I got to switch my down to the Wi-Fi. Hey Jade, hey everybody. Am I coming through okay now?
Yep.
I can hear you. Okay. Hey Jade, hey everybody. Where to start? Okay.
Am I coming
So the
through
context
okay
of this
now?
was several of us were having a conversation about some stuff. And things got heated. I don't think it's a that big context of this was Amber accused me of intelligence shaming her, which I don't know what I still don't know what the fuck that is.
If intelligence shaming her,
and I was like, hey, we can just talk privately or whatever, right? Because she wanted me to apologize to her.
I still don't know what the fuck that is.
And I'm like, well, what am I apologizing to you for? Like,
And I was like, hey,
anybody that knows
we
me
can
knows.
just talk.
I don't really have like your typical
What am I
emotional
apologizing
I'll
to
apologize
you
for something. If I did something wrong, you can tell me what it is.
Anybody that knows
that stuff
me
knows. But otherwise, if I don't see the point of it, or I know what I did, why would I apologize? It's fake. It's just fake.
But otherwise, if I don't see the point of it, or I don't know
I just let it be what it
why
was.
would I apologize?
Somebody else told me that after I dropped, she was going on saying something or other. And so I'm like, hey Amber, what's this about you talking about?
After I dropped,
and so we ended up talking or whatever.
She was going on.
And during that talk, kind of near the end,
and so
is where those screenshots I gave you Echo come into play.
And during
but
that
essentially,
talk,
she wanted me to apologize to her. For I guess making her feel like she's stupid or something. I don't know. She wanted me to apologize to her. I can't remember exactly where it was in the conversation that I asked her if she wanted me to just apologize to her, but she did want me to just apologize to her, but couldn't explain why.
In the conversation that I asked her if she wants me to just apologize to her.
Satoko, I would. I sent Echo the entire thing, but Echo said that, or they said that.
It's a lot to go through there.
Yeah, it really is. It was a long conversation.
Satoko, I would. I sent Echo the entire.
Yeah, she was sobbing pretty hard.
It really is. It was a long conversation.
Like she was straight up like about to just have a whole meltdown.
Yeah, she was sobbing pretty hard, Lottie. About to just have
So
a whole
Toko,
meltdown.
I mean, I don't know who you are or anything,
nothing.
but like,
Ignore them. They're just looking for that reaction.
yeah, they're probably
Know
some
who you
some
are or
fucking
anything.
Vando.
But like,
Ignore them. They're just
Anyway,
yeah,
in
they're
these
probably
messages,
just some fucking.
she crashes out
Anyway,
claiming that I said something bad about her
in
family
these
or her mother or whatever,
messages,
which was not the case whatsoever. She lied about the whole thing.
She crashes out claiming that I
Oh,
said
hey, nurse.
something bad.
Yeah, I guess
about
I'll
her
let you up.
family.
I didn't know. I forgot that you have boxing cat.
All right.
Oh, hey, nurse.
Yeah. So there's the whole interaction.
Yeah, I guess I'll let you up. I didn't know. I forgot that you.
Yeah, the
have
first one, I think
boxing
it's the
cat.
first part, I believe.
Your,
I think it's like 6 messages.
Yeah, the first one, I think it's the first
Or 6
part,
screenshots.
I believe.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yep.
Or 6 screenshot thing.
It's cool, Shay. I'm not bothered.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Well, Shay, I'm not bothered.
Great day. The freaking condescending tone. One thing I want.
Can I bring up Boxy?
I did try to bring you up twice.
Yeah,
Can
we
I
went
bring
through a
up
lot of the stuff already, so I
Boxy?
think we're okay.
I did try to bring.
Mine says connection failed as well.
I think we're okay. To kind of let this up.
But yeah, so
Mine says connection
she had a
failed
whole
as
crash
well.
out, claims I'm like denigrating her mother or whatever and her
But
family,
yeah,
which
so
I mean, I very blatantly said it's not
she had
even
a
what's
whole
happening. What are you
crash
talking
out,
about? What are you going on about?
denigrating her
condescending,
mother or whatever
saying,
and
you
her
know,
family, which
essentially just shooing me away.
So
So
mad condescending, saying, you know,
This is my Yuko account now. This is
essentially
because
just
Boxing
shooting me
Cats
away.
pause are E for everyone. So this is my Yuko account.
Who's Yuko?
account now. You, Katie, you have a Yuko account.
No, it's not
Boxing
Yuko.
Cats
It's Yoko.
pause are E for
Let's
everyone.
Yoko.
Hey,
So
let's-
this is
let's remember.
No, it's not Yuko. It's Yoko. Alright, let's Yoko. Hey, let's remember. Let's
I
not
do want to
get
bring it back
Yes.
to the original rules that were set in place with Irish. And there
I
have been
do want to
multiple
bring it
calls
back
Yes.
to the
with Amber
original
before
rules
going
that
to
were
call
It's
set
the person you said you were gonna call
Can you
out.
read that date again?
with
Um,
Amber.
Can you read that date again, sibling?
Yep. So
That's December 22nd.
So you were gonna call
Can
out.
you read
the rules set forth based on
That's
size.
December
Didn't
22nd.
mention a single celebrity you know or have met.
The rules set
Ever
forth
say you've
a
worked with the
celebrity you
NIH
know
or NASA
and
ever
have
again?
or have
Don't ever
met.
say you have 15 or 30 years
Don't ever
experience
say
in
you
anything relevant
worked
to
with the
science or
NIH
medicine.
or
Don't ever say you worked in
experience
a
or
life science
anything
company ever
relevant
again.
to the science
Ever
or
say you
medicine.
worked for American Idol ever again. So
Don't
remember,
ever say you worked
she never
at
worked
a,
for American
like,
Idol.
worked
It
for
was that
American
Catskill
Idol
show
ever again.
that
So
would help
remember,
like people. It was a local.
she
event.
never worked for American Idol. It
Don't
was
ever
that
say anything that in any way
Catskill
says you have worked any form or suggest you have any formal education.
Don't ever
work
say
experience
anything
in
that in any
sciences or
way
medical
says you have
industries.
worked
Your only
work
credential is that you
experience
have
in the
read,
sciences
not researched,
or
trained
medical
studies for many
industries.
years. Not 5, not 10, not 15, not 30. And you know the material very well. It's fine to read something and say you know it very well, not 15, not 30. Researcher. And you never say you are subject matter expert. Stop saying you have any professors who can vouch for you. No never say you are subject matter expert. Stop talking about your medical conditions or any professors who stop being so talking about your medical conditions or panic attacks. Never refer to yourself as a neuroscientist, neurobiologist, or that you work in life sciences. What makes you never say you work under a biologist, doctor, scientist, or anything similar. Work in life science. Don't call any trans creators videos and don't engage with the Muppets. Don't call any These were the rules that were set out for her. According to the last call-in that happened. Rules that were set out so there's been background stuff being addressed with her multiple times over the past couple years. I even talked to her about the lies that she did when they outed that fake doctor that Kristen I even talked to her about the lies that she did. Amber was claiming to have all the stuff as well. And where started to have issues with people claiming to have fake degrees that they didn't. Amber was claiming issues with
people are wondering in the chat who the Muppets are.
Yes. The Muppets are Muppet and her crew. They used to be bigger on the
People are wondering in the chat.
It used to be a little group of people that had Muppet characters. They used to be bigger on this app. It used to be a little Muppet. Group if you're here, people say that had Muppet. So people know who the Muppets were. Muppet, if you're here, say hi. So Amber, I understand you're watching this, and you've been watching this the whole time. So Amber, I understand you're watching this, and you've been watching this the whole time.
So I did want to say too, because I know you're watching, like, if you can't elaborate what you mean about the calm down stuff, I still never want to apologize for it. Because you were over talking and flipping the fuck out about the calm down stuff. Like, I would tell anybody to calm down, just calm down. Because not misogynistic to say that when somebody's literally freaking the fuck out.
I would call for.
Not misogynistic to say that when somebody's literally freaking the fuck out on you.
In your history. I would get off TikTok or take down your damn fundraiser because it's your history. Get off TikTok and take down your fundraiser.
She also, well, never mind. I'll just keep that between Pax and I.
I want to get clear understanding.
She also,
can you guys hear me?
Well, never mind. I'll just keep that
so she lied about her past experiences. You guys called her out on it privately, and then like, hey, you shouldn't do this. We caught you. We know that this is what you don't have, but she does it anyway. And then like, hey, you shouldn't do this. Yeah, I just literally got here. We know that
go to the YouTube.
You don't have.
Play it back. It's at 3 hours.
Yeah, I just literally got here.
Oh, babe, you missed a lot.
Go to the YouTube. Go to the YouTube. Calling after calling in the past 3 hours, and she stopped for a little bit, and then went calling after calling in the past. And
interesting. I'm guessing she thought you guys forgot about it.
I'm having secondhand embarrassment. Like, for real.
You guys forgot
I'm
about
so utterly astonished at the sheer volume of. I'm so just utterly.
So, Dr. Jabba, how does this make you
astonished?
Yeah,
Shan,
I'm
slightly mortified. Volume of,
How does this make me? I've known about this.
Wait, Amber is here.
Oh, Amber's here.
You are.
No, that's a fake Amber. That's a fake Amber.
How does this make me? I've known about this for 2 years, along with Haley and Ruby and Irish. we did a call-in on Amber in 2023.
I've known about
And
this for 2 years.
I started co-hosting with her to
2023.
keep an eye on it and make sure that she wasn't making grandiose claims. Then she stopped doing lives, which was good because I couldn't handle it. It was a lot. But then she started going live with packs,
doing lives,
and it just started getting more and more elaborate.
It was a lot.
The way that I see it is we try to keep it in-house. We try to keep a handle on it.
Elaborate.
Because she was somebody that was speaking about science, and the science was sound. She was somebody that the community loves or loved. I don't know.
Speaking about science,
she was somebody that had some sort of
science was sound.
You know, reasonable
She was
grounding.
somebody that
So
the
we try to keep it
community
in-house. We
that
tried to deal
had
with
some
it.
sort
We
of,
couldn't do it.
you know,
I think all three of us,
reasonable
Haley,
grounding.
Ruby, and
So
I,
we try
do
to
take
keep it
responsibility
in-house. We
for
try
not
to deal with
holding
it.
her to account earlier.
Ruby and I
Ruby
do
and Haley
take
just left. They've
responsibility
got things
for
to do.
not
But I
holding
do
her
know
to
that
account,
we did try
earlier.
and we tried for a long time. Irish
but
tried.
I do
Echo
know
tried.
that
We didn't know that Echo had
we
tried.
did
Actually, it was
try,
just
and
us. We did
tried
another
for a
call
long
in
time.
a few days ago
Irish
because
tried. Echo
I was
calling,
listening to the live.
A few
Pax
days ago
confided in me
because
that they were giving Amber 70% of the money that they were gifted in lives.
That they were
I
giving
listened to the
Amber
live. I went back on the
70% of
recordings, and I could not
money
justify
that they were gifted
not speaking
in
up.
lives.
So I contacted Haley, who has been over there for a
I
while. I
listened to the
contacted Ruby,
not speaking up.
who Ruby and I
So
have been like in
contacted
no
Haley,
speaking terms
who
for
has
like
been
6
out of
months,
there
and we
for a
actually
while.
put
I
everything
contacted,
aside to come back
Ruby.
and deal with this. And then we went to
actually put
Echo and
everything
Irish,
aside
and we talked about it.
to come back
We actually
and deal
held
with
another
this.
call-in with Amber, with Pax,
And
because we
then
needed
we
to read
went
Pax into it.
held
Amber
another
yelled at
call-in
me,
with
yelled at
Amber
Ruby, had no
with
respect for either of
Pax
us. I had to yell
because
at
we
the top
needed
of
to
her
read Pax into it.
to get her to stop.
Amber
She
yelled
apologized
at
to
me,
Ruby,
yelled at
but at the end of the
Ruby,
day, I think that she just
to
dismissed
get her
everything
to
we said because she
stop.
went straight back into the lives.
She
And
apologized to
prefaced
Ruby,
everything with, "I'm not
but
supposed
at
to
the
tell
end
you
of
this,
the day,
but."
I think that she
So yeah,
prefaced
this is where we
everything
are.
with,
I
"I'm
feel
not
sad
supposed to tell
because
you
I do
this,
consider her a
but."
friend. I do think she's a smart woman. I think she has
so yeah,
learned so much
this is where we are.
from everything
I
that
feel
she has
sad,
read.
woman.
And I don't think
I
that she
think
needed to
she
embellish
has
to be able to get any
learned
credibility. I
so
think anybody
much
can learn and
from
get a footing
everything
on
that
anything.
she has read.
Having
I don't
degrees,
think that
having
she needed
famous
and
people on your
get
side,
a
having
footing on
had all of these
anything.
experiences, it doesn't really make you
Having degrees, having
who you are. You are who you are
famous
because
people
you
on
have
your
got there
side have,
through hard work and experience.
you know,
and all of
who
this
you are
bullshit that she
who
keeps
you are
pulling out,
because you
it's
have
irrelevant.
got there
She didn't need all
through
that.
hard work and experience.
We would have loved her just being
And-
Amber. We
but
didn't need it, all of the bullshit.
She
That's how
didn't
I
need
feel.
all that.
Right. Totally agree.
So
We
I did
would
get
have
permission
loved
from
her
Pax to
just
talk
being
about this.
Amber.
I'm pretty
We
sure Pax
didn't
remembers.
need it, all of
Those
the
of you who were around last year,
So I did
probably remember part of
from
this.
Pax to talk about this.
Joe, bro,
pretty sure
I don't know
Pax
how much you know
remembers.
about this, but
Those of you who were around last year probably remember
is there a
part
causal
of
link
this.
between a BNST and gender identity, or is it correlative?
So when you're talking about the
between
structures of the brain,
and gender identity,
right,
or is it
you are talking
So
about a
when you're
physical
talking about
structure that will be
the structures of
incongruent
the brain,
in a sexual manner,
Right.
not gender manner, but
you are
sexual
talking
manner.
about a
Right, you're talking about
physical
sex. You're talking about a
structure,
sexual
not
structure.
gender
So the
manner, but
incongruity
sexual
will
manner.
manifest.
Right, you're talking
after
about
birth.
sex. You're talking
Right,
about a
and that
sexual
manifestation
structure.
will be through gender
So the
identity. Because the way that we construct
Right, and that
identities in society
manifestation
is
will
not
be through
directly
gender
linked
identity.
to biology,
Because
but there
the-
is a
the
certain
way that we
implication as to where it should go based on biology. So while there is a link, that link is very hard to understand and to explain and establish, and a lot of people get very confused as to how this link happens. But yes, there is a link.
Yeah, but it's a causal link, right?
Yes, it's causal.
Yeah, so last year, Amber crashed the
No,
file.
wait, hang on. It's not causal, it's correlative, not causal.
Yes,
correct?
it's causal.
Correlative, yeah.
Correlative.
Yeah. So last year she crashed the fuck out when she said there's a causal link on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey. And this was like, and she actually think I was stalking her. This is what the allegation of me stalking her came in. It was just one night over the course of like 2 hours. She was in 2 different lines. And I've asked her, hey, but I did look it up. As you know, I love reading this kind of stuff. I asked her, where is the causal link? And she crashed out like, as you know, I love 15 minutes reading this kind of stuff.
I would agree, Katie, that there is a causal link because you're talking about the BNST being responsible for for the incongruity and therefore the trans section of the trans identity. So yeah, I would think it's causal.
But I asked her, where is the proof that it's causal? She crashed the fuck out, said it's in her Discord, said what to look for. None of it was there. Nothing was there whatsoever. She claimed I wasn't looking, even though I very much was. I even showed my screen. I typed in exactly what she told me to type into Google. Nothing showed that it was causal. And then the next time, she ended up kicking me, muting me, and eventually blocking me and losing her shit for like 15 or 20 minutes. And then the next time, I go to Page's live, who I'm kicking me, and I've asked her, hey, where is the causal link? That's all I wanted to know. What is the causal link? So I could use it in an argument. And she got angry, did the same thing again, and then made the allegation I'm stalking. Right?
Okay, so the reason why she crashed out is because she didn't know the answer to that.
And she could just say, I don't know the answer, or she could say I misspoke. But since that night, she did change the argument to say that it's correlated, but before, she'd go on saying it's causal and couldn't back it up. And I'd rather somebody on our side, ask somebody that and get that right rather than that it's correlated.
Katie's right. Katie's right, because what I had spoke to Amber, because Amber was freaking out, and I said, hang on. I had spoken to Katie, and Katie said it was correlated, not causal. And I said to Amber, I said, hey, the information that's in there, Katie was trying to say that it's correlative, not causal, and you were saying that it was 100% causal. And we don't know that it's correlative, what's the actual cause. So she actually did change that it was 100% causal verbiage there.
That's fine. She can change all she wants, but there is a causal relationship there. Yes, there is, because you have a structure. That's the thing. You won't be able to just get one single paper that will give you the evidence. You will have to read a whole lot of them, and I can send you the papers to read. But it is a lot of research, right? So it is a lot of research. You're going to have the papers to read, but it is a lot of research.
Yeah, that's the point. That she got really angry and started making claims that I'm stalking her, which has never happened. Ever. Which you know who still goes around claiming which has never done it.
Well, Katie,
I'm sorry, Joe. You know who still goes around claiming that. And that's where her and I had the phone line out at, right, for months. From, what was it?
Sorry.
June until November. We didn't talk to each other. And I had the phone line June to December, right, mid-December. We didn't talk to each other because of that. Claiming that I stalked her when I had nothing past that to December, mid-December, at all. We didn't talk to each other.
Well, if you are in my server, which I think you are,
yes, I am.
I can tag you on the papers that you need to read in order to come to the conclusion. Well,
I get that, but the point is how she acted.
Oh, I know. The actions are revolting, but you did say you wanted to use it in your debate, so I can actually help you there.
No, I get that, but I'm saying the point is how she acted was extremely inappropriate for somebody who's like what, like almost 60 years old. It was extremely inappropriate.
Extremely inappropriate for somebody who's like what, like almost 60 years. Connect on the back end with information around that, but yeah,
this is also
her reaction.
A lot of us use Linktree. She uses TapLink. She links her Cash App, her Venmo, her PayPal, her
A lot of us use Linktree. She uses TapLink.
2 studies.
She links her Cash App, her Venmo.
Rika, it wasn't in Elijah's live, by the way. It was in somebody else's and in Hayden's. It was not in Elijah's.
Rika, it wasn't in
Elijah's
Elijah's live, by the way.
Oh, and she's 56, by the way. Not 58, she's 56.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I just wanted to get something right.
That much I know is true.
Oh, and she's 56, by the way.
Oh my god.
Not 58.
That much I know is true.
I just don't want us to get derailed over
Oh my god.
stuff. So, if you haven't,
I'm just still very shook. I'm just still very very much in shock about the sheer volume of what I've heard tonight. I'm just much in shock. I don't know where to go from here. Of what I've heard tonight.
I think
I'm so sorry, Katie and Pat.
It's a lot.
There's no need to apologize to me for anything. Like, I don't care.
I'm so sorry, Katie. The way you were treated and the way Pax was used, it's just...
There's no need to apologize. I don't care. That's the thing.
I don't care.
Like, people who know me, sure. The ones who don't, if they think they do, they don't matter to me. And I told you what I told her in messages. She'd like to claim that we're friends. Her and I have never been friends. We have never been friends. Because friends of mine like to claim that we're friends. Act like we were. We have never been friends. Because friends of mine know that we were. We never were. Yeah, I don't either. Never.
I just don't want to get it
at this point with her.
I don't want to get too derailed.
I very much just want to see her step away.
This point with her,
TikTok could do a lot of reflection.
I very much would just want to see
because there is a lot of talking down to people instead of like having a conversation.
Because there is a lot of
and just utterly rude behavior
thrown at him after at him.
She does have some good information.
And just
utterly rude behavior. She needs to do some growth.
She does have
realize that she tells a lot of lies.
Some growth.
That's everything is lying. So
realize that she tells a lot.
I think we're good on Amber. Pax, Gelbel, Dr. Gelbel. Was there anything else you could think of?
I think we're good on Amber.
No, I think we have covered everything, and I do think that a lot of stuff has, when we go through DMs, a lot of stuff has come up on and on. But I do think
when we go through DMs, a lot of stuff.
I do think that Amber does need to do a lot of reflection. She needs to think about what is important, and if she does want to continue with advocacy, it will have to be straight up with what is transparent kind of thing. I can't support her at this point. I do have a lot of love for her, but I can't support her at this point.
Kind of thing.
Not with the way she treats people, not with the way that she yells at people,
at this point.
and how she, yes, like Katie said, she crashes the hell out. She doesn't know the answer to something. I think we need to learn how to talk to each other in a more coherent way in order to actually get somewhere. We can't just keep treating each other like shit and expect people to simply come over to our side. If we're going to treat people like this, I think that we owe each other a basic basic level of
and expect
dignity
people to simply
that Amber was not giving to
think
Ops.
that we owe each other a basic level
Amber,
of
I know you're still
dignity
listening from the halls. You
that Amber was not
happened,
giving to
and
Ops.
everything got aired out publicly. You didn't want that to happen as a result of the call-ins, and this is where we're at. You didn't want to do anything, any lives today because of
that to
Father's
happen
Day.
as a result of the
I respect and understand that. I
lives
also
today
understand it is
because of
11:46
Father's
Eastern
Day.
time. You are same time zone as me.
I respect
and I
and
know you're watching from
understand
the
that.
hallway. I'm
I
gonna
also
be like 5
own
minutes
as
to
me.
come up. Then we're gonna
And I
wrap it
know
up.
you're watching from the hallway.
I would like to say, Amber, I know you had said that you were going to go on a live with me tonight. I would like to say, Amber, and it would have been around this time you anyhow, had said that you were going to go on my live, and I think tonight. You at least owe it to the people who are your friends, my live, who were your friends. I think listen to you. To come up at least, in the very least, apologize. I don't expect your friends, yourself. I don't think the very least apologize. You should at least. I don't expect come up and apologize. I really do. Yourself. I don't think that there is any explanation for it, but I really do.
Question for you: are you still?
Yeah,
going
Rika,
lives?
I will be running lives. I just won't be having her.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better host
Yeah,
live.
Rika,
Or I'm just
I
gonna
will
bother
be
you every
running
night
lives.
for like
I
2
just
minutes.
won't be having
We still need good people out there doing the good work, having the
For like
conversation.
2 minutes.
If
We still need good people out there doing the good work, having the conversation.
I don't think anybody should stop doing lives because Amber
that shows some
like
results.
her information wasn't.
I don't think anybody information
she embellished
wasn't
on who she was and her backstory. It's been a clear lie, nonstop.
She is
and those
embellished.
saying, "Oh, now you're doing this."
It's been a clear lie.
People have tried to handle it on the back end.
And those of you saying, "Oh, now you're
We have,
doing
and we
this,"
do. We take responsibility for not having done it earlier because we did try. We kept giving her the benefit of the doubt. We really did. Rika, we did. We tried. It's been 2 years of negotiations and
We really
talking
did.
and listening to lives. I
Rika,
remember
we
one live
did.
when
We
we were live
tried.
for, I think it was 8 hours.
It's been
I was
2 years of
with Amber just so that I could keep an eye on her.
For
I literally had
hours.
an earbud in while I was
Amber
teaching,
just
so I
so that
could listen to the
keep an eye on
live.
her.
I was on the panel, but my phone was on
I
my desk.
literally had.
So we did try.
listen
We
to
really
the
did try. It's
live.
just been
I was on the panel,
really
but
difficult
my phone
because
was at my
she
desk.
is Amber and she is part of
So
our community,
we did
and she has done a
try.
lot of good
We
things.
really did try. It's
You know,
just Amber,
this
and she
is
is part of
a
our
sister,
community,
a fellow woman.
and she has
She's
done a
also a
lot
trans
of good
woman, part of
things.
the trans community. This is somebody we did not want to harm like this.
The trans community. This is somebody we did not want to harm like
As far as those
this.
that hold lives and things like that, if you want to panel Amber, that's up to you. Just understand
hold
she is
lives
going
and
to
things like
tell
that.
it
If
all
you
to
want to
you.
panel
She is.
Amber, that's up to you.
She does
Just
have good
understand.
information, but it will be
She
a tall
is
tale.
going to.
And knowing
does
what
have
was put
good
out here today,
information,
I would say you might
but
want to shut
it
it
will
down
be
if
a
she
tall
starts going
tale.
that route.
And
Space, if she
knowing what
decides
was
to
put out here
degrade
today,
guest and
I
town
would
council,
say you might
understand
if
that will
she
drive
decides
viewers
to
away from your platform.
degrade guests and talk down.
You may
to
want
them.
to just shut that down.
Understand platform.
I'm done with
You
Amber.
may want to just shut that down.
Listen here, Slick.
Listen, Slick.
Listen here, Slick.
Do it the same like we did for fruit, forbidden fruit. Just put peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
For fruit,
Nurse, I have time for the other things, so I'm gonna work on that tonight and tomorrow. I'm not swamped. Nurse, I have time for the other things, so I'm gonna work on that tonight and tomorrow. I'm not swamped.
See, this is why people don't trust us.
Oh yeah? Okay. Yes, mommy. Got it.
No, not like that either. Anyways, I'm sorry this happened to you, Dr. Jabal. I hope you're okay. If you need a friend, I'm always here.
No, this didn't happen to me. This is just something that we walked into. It's okay. This is not anything new.
I mean dealing, like something you have to deal with. Like this is social media. It shouldn't be something we have to deal with. But
this did happen to PAX though. This is absolutely something that happened to PAX. It's been incredibly unfair on PAX, and I realized the impact that we had in not bringing them into the